Oh God, my brain. Yo, yo, yo. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Another day, another you, another me. Yay, okay. That's all I had to say. Young Oath. I don't know why you're resident sleepering. Wake up. It's a new day. You got to be awake, ready to go. Same with you, Mozart. All right. Got to let us what's happening, man. Bowman, Prostagma, Motoba, what's happening? And in the YouTubes, Nico, Epic Wave. How you guys going? We're just going to play some Age Mythology today with the Aztecs. Not exactly sure what we're going to come up with, but I thought I'd play some games and see what happens. Seems important. Seems important. Hello, Tunison. Hello, Eric Williamson. What's going on? I'm a little bit groggy. I don't think I actually slept enough. I was up. I stayed up maybe like an hour more than I wanted to, and I think I woke up an hour earlier than I wanted to. So we kind of lost 2 hours there on the old sleeperoonie, but that's okay. The one thing that I've learned about playing Age of Mythology is sleep is important. You don't sleep, you don't win. So, well, it might be a day of losses today, but we'll see how things go. The less sleep, the better? No. But if you sleep more, you play less games. That's true. But unlike you, Tunison, I can't grind 500 games in one day. I can play like 3. So I don't think it matters too much for me. Oh, dear. Let's play this guy on Valley of the Kings. Huitzilopochtli. All right. Yeah, I'll play Young Oath 10 times. He's the 1500 minus player that I search for. Dear. Alrighty, let's go. Some Whits. And on to Valley of the Kings. We'll see what we can do. We're up against Jack, who's playing that guy again. All right. Jack the Rat 90. Good luck, have fun. I think I already made a mistake. I think I should be rushing here. Oh well. Actually, I don't have any good plans. Scout for me, please. All right. Yeah, I think in this matchup, my biggest advantage is this thing, right? So I either want to be grabbing the town center really quickly. Come over onto golds. I either want to grab a town center really quickly or get some sort of a rush happening. Actually, come over here. Do I have a back TC with food on it, maybe?
Motlanahuatil, Chicamanal, Chimo, Kenatlacatlamic,
Chicamanani Kuali, Nani Chivas. Motlana Kuali.
We got a lot of goats.
Nani Chivas. Nani Chivas.
Okay, the town center's over here, I think, which does have some food on it, but... And we got a back gold mine. Okay, I think this is perfect to play 2 town center play. That's my guess. So we will go for that angle and see what happens.
Chicamanalti, Motlanahuatil, Tepostli.
Chicamanal, Mam Tepostli. Niitztak, Nahuali, Nalia, Nichiwas.
I think in hindsight, I probably... I'm gonna need a bunch of warrior priests to just survive though, right? Or do I? It's not gonna be up in time on that one. I want it though. Let's just do this. This will be fine.
Motlanahuatil, Chicamanal, Tepostli, Chicamanena, Coateki.
Motlana Nichiwas.
Chimomocuitlawi.
Motlanahuati.
Niitzto.
Chimominete Postli.
Chicamanalti. Kenate Postli.
Motlanahuatil. Nalia.
Niitzta. Nalia. Kunit Nahuali. Nichiwas.
Niitztok. Nichihual. Nichiwas. Nalia. Kuali. Nichiwas. Niitztok.
Okay. Should be... He's got a craft work. She's going full upgrade, so I think I'm actually good to go for the town center. Should slow him down just a touch.
Chimomocuitlawi. Motlanahuatil.
Motlat Mamochiwa. Kena.
Motlanahuatil.
Niitzto.
Shikama Mamochineki.
Nishikamanalti.
Ni Itzkal Chiket.
Chicamanal, Momocuitlawi. Niitzto.
Motlat Kenet Quateki. Shimomokugal Chiket.
Moshikamanalti. Kuali. Nalia. Kuali. Ni Kuali.
Motlanahuatil.
Shikamot Nalia. Tiawin.
Shikaman Mamochquateki.
Motlanahuatil, Chicamanalti. Calchicat.
Nalia. Nalia.
Shikamanalti. Ni Kuali. Ni Nalia. Mot Kuali. Nali. Ni Chiwas. Kuali.
Motlanahuatil.
Shikam Nalia. Ni Itztok. Mot Ni Chiwa Kuali.
Niitzto. Nete Postli.
Shimomokuitlau Ninete Postli.
Ni Shikam Ni Chiwas. Nalia. Ni Chiwas. Motlanahuatil. Techin Miktian.
Ni Itzlamik Ticket. Motlanahuati. Ni Itzto.
Chimomocuitlawi. Elis. Chicakena. Kena Niitzto. Motlanahuatil.
Shikamanlamik Kena Ni Mamochiwa. Shimonineki Kena.
Ni Chiwas. Kuali. Ni Chiwas.
Motlanahuati Mamochi.
Ni Itz. Motlanahuatil. Kuali.
Chimomocuitinete Postli.
Shikamanalti.
Niitzto. Kena. Elis. Kena Tlacat.
Motlanahuatil. Nalia.
Motlanahuatil. Kena. Nineki.
Should be a town center over here.
Ni Chiwas. Kuali.
Ni galchi.
Ni itztok.
Chica Kena. Elineki. Pastolti.
Motla na wati na nichiwas. Nalia. Kuali. Nali nichiwas.
Kena. Ni pastolti. Shik mamochua teki.
Kuali nalia. Nichiwas. Kuali. Nichiwas. Kuali. Ni kuali. Nichiwas. Nalia. Nichiwas.
Oh no!
Nalia.
I've been spotted!
Titla de Witin.
That's right, we get it up, but
Shika manalti. Nichiwas.
maybe I should have gone for the...
Elis. Calchica Manalti. Nineki. Ni Kena. Calchicat.
Motla na Shika man. Techin miktian. Ni itztok.
What is this popping though?
Titla de Witin. Motla ni kuali nalia. Ni kuali. Tiawin.
Motla kenetla. Klamik ticket.
Kuali. Nichiwa. Nalia. Nichiwas. Kuali nalia. Techin. Nichiwa. Titla de Witin. Motla na nalia. Ni nalia. Nalia.
Motla na Watil.
Ni itsto. Shimomokwi plawi. Kena. Galchika manalti.
Calchica. Nineki. Kena. Elis. Lamik ticket. Chica Manal. Kena. Calchicat. Shimomo Kena. Elis. Calchicat.
Nichiwa. Techin miktian.
Motla na Calchicat. Ni itzto.
Nalia. Kuali. Ni nalia. Ni kuali.
Shimomokwi plawi. Galchi. Motla na wat. Ni itsto.
Kena. Calchicat.
Nichiwas.
Motla na Watil. Calchicat. Coateki.
Motla na wati te postre.
Shikaman ni nalia.
Okay, this is going somewhat well.
Chica Shimomo Calchicat. Motla na Calchicat. Chica Manalti.
Shim mamochiwa. Nineki. Galchiket.
Ni itzto. Kena Tlacatl. Motla na Une. Chica Manalti. Calchicat.
Shikamana. Kenetla pastolti. Shimomokwi plawi. Ni itz
Shimomo
galchiket.
Calchicat.
Motla na wati. Ni itsto.
Motla na Wat Calchicat.
Shikamanalti. Shimom ninekwa te.
Chica Manalti. Calchicat. Ni itzto.
Ni it galchiket.
Shimomo Quitlawi. Calchicat.
Motla na kena. Galchike. Shikamamo galchike. Ni itsto. Motla kenetla. Galchike. Plawi. Shikamanalti.
Chica Manalti. Calchicat.
Motla na ni itsto.
Motla Kena. Chica Manal. Calchicat. Shimomo Ni Coateki.
Okay.
Chica Manal. Eli. Coateki.
Motla te galchiket.
Mot Kena Tlacatl.
Motla
Calchicat.
na nichiwas.
Shikaman nineki. Ni itsta. Ni
Chica Manal. Ineki.
Shikam ni kuali.
Shimo kena.
The ultimate of cookery. Who needs army when you play Aztecs? Just build town centers. Ah, it's too good. I think I pushed it a little bit much, to be honest. I think I probably shouldn't have gone the 3 town center when I saw him spamming units, but I was like, I wonder if it works. Oh dear. What does the god power do? It kills about 10 units of the same type. Yeah. That was wild though. No? That was absolutely wild. So this god gives resources back on the town center, right? And the first town center doesn't cost any building, or cost 1 villager worth of building time, of gather time to build it up. So theoretically, with a really, really good build order, you should be able to get both the town centers started one after the other. It was risky, but I believed in it, and that's all that matters. Fuck. My eyeballs are not happy with me. They're like, go back to sleep. I don't want to go back to sleep. It works, so it's genius. Thank you. You have to hide my strats now. Oh no, my eyeballs. I might grab a quick coffee because reasons. So I'm gonna open up a game between. Actually, I'll see if there's any replays that people have played that look really good. And I'm gonna go make a coffee. And then we'll take a look. Eric PR with the dominating play. Shall we watch Eric BR's? Actually, no. I want to see people who are playing versus not Aztecs. I want to see some non-Aztec games. Let me see this one with Eric. Yeah, okay. I already know why he lost that one. People so silly. Okay. Here we go. I think this will be really interesting. I think that Ketz is a really, really good pick into Egyptian. J-Red with the 70 win streak. That's impressive considering I'm going to be starting to make your life very difficult by streaming at all random different times. You played versus Ponk. Okay. I did just grab a Ketz versus ISIS game. So maybe I'll check yours out afterwards, Eric. I think that Aztecs are decent versus the Norse. But then again, Norse is terrible, so there is that. But yeah, I think arguably specifically Ketz, but also the other gods to some degree, if there's no bone bow on the table, should be able to make Egyptian's life really, really sad. I'm going to quickly grab a coffee and then I'll be right back. Oh. Eric, I think you can like Eric, wait. What are you saying here? It's kind of stupid though, because when I queue ladder, I find someone who just plays Gaia's. Yeah, Aztecs are fine into Gaia. You're just playing it wrong. I didn't even need to look at the game. I just looked at what units you built. You want to do a fast heroic versus a... Basically, you want to do a slight rush with Wits. Very, very light rush where you use your Blood Pact to, like, fuck them up early on. And then you want to have your Scout there. And if they go 2 TC, fine, you can play a different type of game. But if they go 1 town center and just try and flood you, you just go for the heroic age. What do you mean it doesn't? No, of course it's all about getting information and making sure that they're not going for a second town center. Because if they go 2 TC and you go for a fast heroic, which you should do, then they're gonna get enough economy to be able to deal with Eagle Warriors. But if they go for the brain dead play of Murmillo Terma, right, and they just try and shove it down your throat, then they're gonna lose to Eagle Warrior Myth Unit. Now, if he goes 2 TC, then you go 2 TC and you go heroic age. You don't want to stay classical against Atlantean. So that means it's not really, I think this god is also different. This one, I'm not sure how you beat Atlantean with this one. Because it doesn't have this thing. You need this for consistency. And you want to eat your goats as well, if you need to. Like, just eat them. Like, get husbandry and eat them. Because, like, you don't need food in the heroic age. You just need wood and gold. So, you don't have to worry about it. Just Eagle Warriors. Because then the only thing that beats the Eagle Warriors is going to be Contarius. And then once the Contarius come in, you start mixing in spears again. What do I think about Aztecs overall? I think they're just like out of everyone's wheelhouse. Like, there's a lot of strats and maybe knowledge that I still have to learn to get past everything and figure it all out. But the like PowerPoints of the Aztecs lie in the heroic age. So there's going to be some matchups where we get to stay in the classical age, and it's better to, like, for example, versus Norse and maybe versus Greek. But against gods like Egyptian, Aztec, and Egyptian, Aztec, and Atlantean. Sorry, so you probably stay in the classical age versus Greek, Norse, and China. Though, arguably against China, I don't know why you would want to do that. You just go heroic age and get Eagle Warriors and Myth units and live the dream. But against Aztec, Atlantean, and Egyptian, I think you want to get to the heroic age pretty quickly. But I mean, I could be wrong. That's my current sort of thought process. Like, I went 3 TC fast heroic versus Jack just now, and he went full classical age units, and he killed 1 town center, and I still got heroic age, and he immediately resigned.
Shika Manalti.
Oh, I thought this was ISIS. What the hell? What am I watching this for? I swear I thought this was ISIS. It's not. It just looks like ISIS because... Wow, that's wild. What am I doing? What the hell? Okay, I found ISIS. Stop watching. I thought I downloaded this game, but I downloaded a different one. That's what happens when you're, That's what happens when you're, like, half awake. Half asleep? Do I think the spearmen? No. The spearmen are amazing versus horses, but they're not a generalist unit. They don't have the stats to be a generalist unit. Is this going to be my new schedule? For the moment, I missed yesterday's stream because I'm trying to get together this video for tonight. And it's just taking a lot of time. But I'm going to try and do a morning stream and an evening stream in Australia for Perth time. So that means yeah. So this is going to be my new morning slot, and then I'm going to do an evening slot as well. Which half is asleep? Is it left or right? Or top and bottom? I don't know. Do I like playing them? Yeah, I think so. I think so. They added a horse archer into the game, which is not a horse archer, so I guess I'm happy. They almost added 2 horse archers into the game, actually. If Eggy Spear is a generalist, hang on. They do 6 DPS. There's no way that these guys do 6 DPS. I don't believe these guys do 6 DPS. Do I have the stats? No.
Shikamanalti.
They do 6 DPS? Really? Really? Hang on. Hang on. Really? Holy fuck. Are they cheaper as well? Are they 5 resources more? If they're 5 resources more, it starts being 45-25. Are they cheaper? No. No. 45-25 versus 50-25. That's wild. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Wait, what's their stats? Hang on. They might have a ton less armor. 40-10. I believe that's what the spearman... Wait, 40-10? I can't tell here. Is this spearman 40-10? Jerobot, thanks for the gifted sub. Oh my god, you've gifted 84 subs to me. You're such a legend. So it's just better than the spearman in every single way. That's fucking wild. What's the speed on it? Does it have 5 speed or is it less than 5 speed?
Shikamanalti.
Oh, it's got less speed. Okay. I get it. 0.2 speed for 5 resources and a multiplier. Okay, I get it. It's starting to make some sense. So, I'm not sure that it's quite right. I actually think that the spearmen should get a buff versus cavalry. But I also think Egyptian needs a whole bunch of different reworks and the devs are never going to do it. But anyways, because of hashtag reasons. But yeah, the way... No, I just don't think it should be cheaper. I think that the multiplier against Cav is... I think I get why it's like it is. It's because the speed is so much more important. to be able to actually get onto Cav and deal with Cav. And if your spearmen are moving at 4.8, then it's a bit meh. Yeah, but if I get a tech and it increases the speed, right, of my spearmen, and then Egyptian gets a tech and it increases the survivability of the spearmen, then they're both getting more power, right? It's not changing anything. So you don't compare with unique techs. You compare unique techs to unique techs. You don't compare base units with unique techs to base units with unique techs. It's doesn't quite work in terms of like how you want to do power balance and how you want to deal with the power budget. Every unit has got, how do I explain this? Every unit in Age of Mythology has got a power budget that is associated with their population, what age they come from, and population, age they come from, and cost, right? That's where the power budget comes from, and you can basically work out the amount of stats that each unit should have based on that. And if the units have got more stats than they should, then you want to change it. And then after that, once you get that all equal, then you can start looking at, well, what happens with the economy? Is the economy similar or making problems happen, etc., etc., etc. But yeah. Ah! The old fast second town center technique.
Niitstak.
What la na watil?
How do I find the economy so far? Well, with wits, I just go fast 3 TC and don't build units and then beat the other player. Kid, you should go watch the game. The game I played versus Jag, it's pretty funny. I think you'll like it. A spicy trap build. The only thing, I think the times where traps are going to be irrelevant is versus Norse, versus Greek, potentially versus China if you want to go that way. How do you get the TCs up safely? I just built them. It was against the Aztecs. I don't know. I'm just really good at the game. Why does the Civ with Bushido... why does the Civs with Bushido... So the... Well, the Civ with Bushido doesn't have free favor generation, does it? Like right here, we just got 1 favor. I just killed a unit and I got 1 favor. That's free favor. Japan doesn't get free favor. Yes, the Aztecs can sack, but you get free favor. So that's the main reason. Is the fighting favor gen the same as Norse? It's different. So Norse is based off of damage, and the Aztecs is based off of units killed. And I think the favor generation for the Aztecs, I'm not 100% sure on this because I haven't... All I have is like information from talking with people who designed the Civ. So whether the numbers actually match up, I don't know. I think that the Aztec favor generation is slower than Norse's. You also don't get favor from killing villagers, I believe, as the Aztecs. So the idea is you want to be fighting with a priest, at least a priest in your army around the back somewhere, not actually engaging and making sure that it stays alive. And also maybe sacrificing a villager or two throughout the game when you want to be making your myth units. So the way that I see favor sack is if I'm going to sack this villager for favor, I want to spend the favor immediately. Unless I'm planning some sort of favor strat and it works out and I've already worked it out. Do you know what I mean? Like at the moment my guy is going for this god. The more premium play would have been wait to the heroic age, and then as you have the resources and the free space in the temple to build the unit, then drop into here. Now he does grab this tech, so that makes sense. So he was sacrificing the villager to get that tech. A little bit slow on the grab, but yeah, I would pre-queue the tech and then move the villager over to the temple when I'm ready. Or I would move the villager over to the temple and immediately build the myth unit. Yeah, bloodletting. Yeah, he probably should be bloodletting with this priest at the very least, because there's no negatives there. But yeah. Sometimes the Tenali is a big skull. Yeah, I think that based on resource costs, the Tenali changes size, and I don't believe it does anything at the moment. So, actually it does. It does something if you're Wits. If you're Wits and you fight, you get resources for the Tenali you collect. And the resources are based off of the unit you killed's max resource cost, or resource cost. Right? So if you kill a hoplite, which is 50 food, 40 gold, then you get some amount of resources that I can't remember off the top of my head. But I also think that there's something bugged going on, and I think that you're supposed to get a 4 favor spawn when you kill a myth unit. I think you're supposed to get 4 favor when you kill a myth unit, but I think that's bugged. The big question is, how do you deal with these guys as Egyptian?
Motlanawatil.
Camel riders, obviously. Elephants, obviously. But what happens when they've got... I guess you go priest camel rider. So then what happens when they mix in spearmen? Then you need to get your chariot. I think it's a micro contest. Two range eagles is not right. Yeah, they're pretty strong. I mean, in hindsight, I think giving 2 range is a lot. Maybe it should be 1 range, or they should change the stat to be HP or damage. It's already HP, so I changed the stat to be damage. But just because it's a little unfair if you're playing against it and you have the shitter ones. Quetzalcoatlus have less vision range than the attack range? Really? It never tells me in this. I need Loggy's advanced tooltips. I need it. I need the tooltips. So he's building slingers. I don't think that the slingers are going to be able to compete against the eagle warriors because they don't have the range. So if you guys remember chariot archers with, let me pause. If you guys remember chariot archers with like 24 range, or even not 24 range, just 20 range. Sorry, 22 range chariot archers with bone bow. I remember playing against Joe from Britain and building nothing but chariot archers, and he built nothing but slingers, and I'd be able to outspace him and kill him. And then you add the fact that the Eagle Warriors can do the same thing, but they have bonus damage versus the slingers, and it's just a no contest. So you need to get to, like, medium slingers is 18 ranged, heavy slingers is 19 range to kill the Eagle Warriors. 19 range kills a normal Eagle Warrior, so the heavy slinger versus heavy Eagle Warrior is going to be fine. But against Kets, getting to champion is still going to mean that the Eagle Warriors can space you. So you need like elephants basically, and chariot archers. So chariot archers kill the spearmen, or elephant axemen, or elephant or camel rider axemen, or something like that. Not having a range hero is a pain. Look at the range hero. It died. The mega hero is good. I mean, I wouldn't build it unless my opponent's got myth units. I wouldn't turn it into the thing unless my opponent's got myth units. I don't think just changing it for the sake of it is worth it. I think you're better off spending your favor on myth units. Especially in the heroic age. The other, yeah. But if they've got myth units, yeah, of course, you should be using it. That's the whole point. This is going to be interesting. I think funnily enough, ISIS is going to need to do some sort of fast mythic ideas to deal with the Aztec. And they don't have that option, then they're not going to have a good time versus them. Because I don't like the idea of staying heroic age and fighting against these guys. They're so strong. Not only do they destroy the chariot archers, I think they're doing pretty decently against, like, I mean, there's not that many camel riders. Let's watch this. How's he go? There's a decent amount of camel riders here. Of course, these are upgraded, but he's not really microing it very well. Lots of low HP camel riders. And he won the fight. What's the stats? Heavy versus medium, and he's got... is that heavy? That's tier 2. And that's... Oh, they're both tier 2. Yeah, okay. Anyone who says that these guys are bad, please slap them for me. I'm sick of hearing people say things are bad that are good. If something's actually bad, then I want to hear about it, but... Okay. Let's, I was going to watch Eric's game versus the Thor, and then we'll play another one. Let me see if I can find it. It's versus Punk again. Macro is so hard. That Mythic Totem God Power is bad. I think that it has a use case. I think it's a very specific niche use case, and that's to break a turtling player's position and take it for yourself. So you drop... Actually, you know, the use case is when there's a Migdol and an army hugging the Migdol, and you can kill both the army and the Migdol, not kill the army, but hit both the Migdol, killing it, and hit the army to do the splash damage and send them flying, and then charge in and take the fight. That's the current use case, best case for it, if I had to guess. Punkstar, we are watching all of your losses today, my friend. I'm sorry. I'm just wanting to. You're actually playing other civs than the Aztecs, so you're my guinea pig. I must say I played Aztec versus Norse already, and this matchup felt very playable for the Aztec. Of course, things can go wrong and the Norse player can win, but this felt very, very good for the Aztecs. I think you probably want to go Berserks here as Thor, though. Like, Forseti Berserks makes a lot of sense. And that will force out something weird from the... Or you could go Ursa, maybe. What did he use it on? Did he use it on this? No? What did he use it on? Huh? Did he use it on this? Surely not. No, that's not right. It'd be way more powerful. Did he use it on the snake? Huh? Okay, I think he just didn't use it. You don't want to use it on the Texipla. Yeah, this rush doesn't make any sense.
Tilbúin.
Town center versus Norse is always an interesting idea. This should go poorly for the Aztec player. I don't think a town center makes a huge amount of sense versus a Freya Norse player, but on Okuchichibu anything can happen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Skipan.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shanky McShank. And dead. He got 10 favor from that kill. Did you see? No. I did not see. Yeah, here if Punkstar went full Herser, he would be in complete control because he went raiding cavalry versus these guys to open up. You need a whole bunch of Herser. These guys are really strong actually. And I think if Punkstar sits here and fights a little bit, you'll see almost like fought for like probably less, like maybe 1 second and almost lost the raiding cavalry, loses this one here almost down to 1 HP. So they're really, really strong. But obviously they're myth units and they die very quickly to Herser, and you want to build Herser as well with Thor. So he could have just gone like pure Herser into pure Valkyrie and ravaged this position, right? But this is it's an interesting take because the idea would be if I have a free army, why not go town center and defend myself? But obviously there's a big weakness to the free army. And Eric is very, very good at the game. That was some great control on the defensive raid. And now I think I don't think that he's actually in front here to attack, but because there's no Herser, or not no Herser, there's not enough, he's going to struggle to make these fights. Kiddo's been doing lumber cow pulley on the gold bind. I don't believe in that. Just build a wall. Stop being shits. It's cheaper to build a wall than it is to build the lumber outpost. Come on, guys. Let's not rewrite the book. Can't Punkstar just kill this? When share of all 3 eco buildings, Aztec economy feels really strong. It does, but you can't realistically have your entire economy getting hit by like 100 villages. You can't realistically have that getting hit by the lumber outpost, the livestock pen, and the craft workshop. It's just not going to happen. So you're probably going to hit about 60 villages max, and then the other 40 aren't going to be getting hit. Something like that, right? So it's about... In a practical game, you probably got a similar amount of income as, say, Greek. People are allergic to walls? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. I've never understood it. Like, I don't like building walls because it's less fun for me. Because I like my opponent to come in and then I outplay them. That's what I prefer, right? And if I don't want to, if I'm really trying hard and I'm like, I just want to win, then I'm going to be building walls. Are we having an Aztec only tournament? Kinda. We have the JJJ. Oops, let me turn this on. I turned it off. We have the JJJ this Saturday and Sunday, which is not an Aztec only tournament, but it is Aztec heavily featured in that the first 2 games of the series must feature an Aztec god. So there'll be 0 mirrors for the Aztecs and potentially 3 Aztec games each series. Zelox, thanks for the prime, my friend! I think don't run from this. I think Purge just hits no matter what. I don't think you run from it. It's basically curse. Just accept it. And if you're gonna... And run if you have to run, but... Yeah, this thing is busted. No. This thing is absolutely busted. It's so busted. Of course, there's no heroes here, but even if there were...
It's stuck.
I mean, they should kill that though, J-Red. Come on, it's 3. It's a myth unit. It's supposed to counter human units. It just walked in and killed a bunch of raiding cavalry on the retreat. That's what it's supposed to do. And then the raiding cavalry got away. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were complaining. The part that's busted about it is the fact that this happens. Wait. No, it didn't really happen then. Yeah, this is basically what's supposed to happen. My guy needs frost giants to deal with these obsidian butterflies. Yeah, I think Skadi is a non-negotiable for Thor against the Aztecs. I'm going to play another game. Blood pack butterflies can hit 90 per hit. Yeah. I would be thinking about blood pack butterfly kill an entire army rather than just killing villagers, because that's how broken that sounds. Actually, you know what? I'm still recording for some reason. Let's see how many hoplites one obsidian butterfly can kill with blood pact. Now, of course, the hoplites can't all attack him at once, so this should be fine. Or her at once. We'll put us into the Mythic Age for reasons of I want to, and you can be in the Mythic Age as well. Okay, and then we hit play. Streamer God's got 3 new additions. Oops, upset. No. We should do that beforehand. Zero kills. This is useless. Zero kills. Useless. Any tier list? I made a tier list at the start of the year, which is still pretty accurate, I think. Of course, the Aztecs. The special takes a while to come off cooldown. Can I get 2 shots off and at least kill all these units? Do they all die? Oh, well, yeah. Okay, now let's do the one where it seems like it's not broken, and then we'll do the one where it seems like it is broken. The 23 kills. Okay. There you go. Enjoy. For a GP and a myth unit, it sounds reasonable. Yeah, I guess. I don't think it's going to feel reasonable in a game, though. Then again... Isn't there something that gave Myth Unit's lifesteal? Do I want to play the Aztecs on this map? I guess we play Quetzalcoatl here at the very least so that we can have the cheaper Cal Bully. Okay, I haven't worked out a water build, so you have to bear with me. Actually, you know what? Hwits here would be pretty good. I think Hwits would be pretty good here. I think there's a couple of like really nasty rushes that can catch an opponent off guard. Oh well. We're playing against Devil.
Motlan Kuali, Nalini Chiwas. Kuali.
What is this lag?
Nalia. Shikama Kuali Chiwas. Nelkunich Nanichiawi.
Shikamanalteki.
Niitstak. Kubnanich Nekual. Tachinik Dian. Nich Nekuanich Nekubnanichio. Mot Kuali, Nali Kunichio. Tachinik Dian. Kubnalia. Nikunichiwas. Tiawin. Kubnanich Kubnalia. Shikamanich Nalia. Mot Kubnanichiwas. Niitstak.
Genetet postli.
Kubnalia. Tachinik Dian.
Shimomokuitlawi. Galchite postli.
Mot Tiawin.
Shimlamiti.
Niitstak. Shiktitia. Nikubnani Kuali. Tachinik Dian.
Chikamanalti. Kena. Tlamik. Motlanawati. Kena tlakat. Eli. Tlamik. Niitzket.
Nani Kubnalia. Nichiwas.
Shikamanalti. Motlanawatil. Galchilamik ticket.
Shimomokui. Motlanawati.
Itsto.
Chikamanalti.
Motlana Kuali. Nalia.
Okay. I think I'm gonna need 5 or 6 on wood here. Herding with cats. Yeah, on water I think you have to.
Shikamanalti.
Niitzto. Kena.
Because I don't have the time to walk over here to eat the gazelle and then not have idle time, I think. I wasn't sure, but I thought this was gonna be the good idea. Now we go into food. We start working towards our stuff. This is the first time I played water with the Aztecs, so I imagine Devil is going to be rushing me, so I'm probably just going to lose because I don't know what I'm doing on this sort of a situation. So losses here. Oop. Luck, have fun. Let's see if he's built a dock or not. If he hasn't built a dock, I just put the temple like in my. Okay, there's a dock. That's very safe. Happy days. I'm a little bit short on the resources that I wanted. That's okay. I'm gonna get my temple and house, and then my last 2 fishing ships. I want my temple started, and then my last 2 fishing ships out. You get 1 more villager, and then advance.
Shimoneki. Te postli.
Motlanawatil. Shikamanalti. Shimomote postli. Motlamineki.
Motlan Nalia.
Ni itsto. Galchike Kwapeki.
Shikamana na nichiwas. Kuali nalia. Nichiwas. Kuali.
Shikamanalti. Shimomokui. Motlawi. Niitsto.
What unit do I build versus...
Shikamanalti.
Nikuali. Nalia.
Motla na nichiwas. Shikamana kuali. Nalia. Niitku nichiwas. Kuali.
Do I build Jaguar Riders because we have so much...
Kuali.
I think we do.
Shikamanalti. Galchikena. Galchike.
Motla nalia. Niit. Shikamana nichiwas. Motla na kuali. Niitok.
Shikamana Nikuali.
Shikamana nali nichiwas.
Motlano Nalia.
Shikaman.
Tiawin!
Niit kuali.
Titla te wiki!
Shikaman. Motla na kuali. Niit.
Techin!
Mot ni nalia. Shikaman kuali nichiwas.
Ni ikenetrakatl. Galchiket.
Ni nalia kuali.
Shimomokuitla. Kalchika. Tepostli.
Nichiwas. Niitok.
Motlana waru Nikual Nalia.
Shikama kuali. Niitok. Nalia ni kuali. Motla shikama nalia.
Motlakena. Galchiket.
Motlanawatil. Kalchika. Tepostli.
Shimo mamotlamik ticket.
Nichiwas. Ni na kuali. Shikama ni nalia. Motla na washika nichiwas.
Ni it's ni kenetlakatl. Mamkena. Galchike. Kwate. Motlanawati. Shikamanal. Kena galchiket.
Shikamanalti. Motlana watil. Shikamanalti. Nichiwas. Kuali Nichiwas.
I don't like being so much in the dark here.
Shikamanalti. Motlana Nalia. Nikuali. Nalia.
Shimomokuitni mamotlamik ticket.
Shikamana Nichiwas. Needs Nichiwas. Motlana wat Naruali. Shikni Motla Nalia. Shikama need Nichiwas.
Shikam galchwateki.
Motlarual Nichiwas. Needs to Nalia. Nichiwa Nalia. Niruali. Nalia.
Mot Nikuali.
Shikamanalti. Need Naruali. Nichiwas. Nichiwas. Techimatian. Shikam. Motla Nali needs Nichiwas. Motlana Nichiwa Nalia.
Shikamanal. Kenatlakat. Eli. Kenatlakat.
Kuali.
Needs Tok. Naruali.
Niitsto. Shingena. Nineki.
Needs Tok. Nalia. Kuali. Motla Nichiwas. Nichiwa Nalia. Titlata Witting. Shikamanalti. Needs Naruali. Mot Nichiwas. Kuali. Nalia. Nalia. Kuali.
Kwateki.
Needs Shikamanalti. Nichiwas. Needs
There you go, Heroic Age.
Nichiwas.
Is he just going straight to the Mythic Age?
Nalia. Kuali.
Nalia. Niit. Motla na nichiwas.
Nalia. Nichiwali.
Shimomo galchik.
Motlana Nalia. Nichiwa. Nichiwa. Kuali.
Nalia. Shikama nalti.
Needs
If he is, then I just build a whole bunch of warrior priests and I kill off the thing, no?
Nichiwas.
Ni nichiwas. Shikama nalti. Niitok.
Need Nichiwa.
Motla na
Motlanawatil. Shimomo Kenatlakat.
Motlanine te post.
Niit. Shikama. Motla na wa nalia. Nikua nalia. Kua nichiwas. Kuali. Nalia. Shika nichiwas. Kuali. Nali nichiwas.
Shimomo mamot galchiket. Kwateki.
Nishika motla na nalia. Ni kuali. Ni kuali. Nalia. Nichiwas. Moshika manalti. Ni kuanalia ni nalia. Kuanal ni kuali. Motla nawatil. Nalia. Kuali. Ni nalku ni nal ni ku ni nal ni ku ni nali ni chiwas. Shika manalti. Mokuali ni nali ni chiwas. Ni itsto.
Motlana wati.
Shika manalti. Nalia.
Ni kena
Ni
masawal.
itsto.
Need stock.
Shika manalti.
Motlana watil. Nali
Ni
nichiwas.
itstock. Mot ni chikuali ni itstock. Shika manalti. Nalia. Ni itstock. Ni chiwas.
Nalia.
Chika Elis. Shimomokuitlawi kalchikat.
Ni itstock.
Ni itsto kalchihua
Shi motla na wati.
Kuali nichiwas. Need stock.
Ni
Lana
itstock.
wati.
Nalia.
motlana ni chiwas.
Shikama nikuali. Nalia. Ni chiwas. Motla na wati. Shikama nalti. Nalia. Ni nalia. Ni motla na shikama nalti. Nikuali. Ni motla shikama nalia. Ni chiwas. Titla de witin. Ni chiwas. Tetitla de witin. Nalia. Ni chiwas. Nalia. Kuali. Ni chiwas.
Kuali nalia.
Ni itsto. Shika nalia. Ni chiwas.
Motlana wati ni nek te postli.
Shikena te postli.
Ni itsto. Shika nalia.
Shika nichiwas. Need stock. Nalia. Kuali techimatian.
Ni kuali.
Shika manal nichiwas.
Mona ni kuali.
Mona nichuali.
Ni it na kuali. Ni kuali.
Shimomo ni kenatla kat.
Ni motlana watil kena. Kena tlakatl.
Shika nalia. Ni itstock.
Nalia.
Shika manal
Nichiwas.
ni kuali.
I could be in trouble here.
Motla na wati na ni nalia.
Shika manalti.
Ni chiwas nalia. Tiawin. Ni itstock. Ni chiwas. De chimiktian. Titla de witin.
Need stock. Yowie.
Nalia. Kuali. Ni kuali. Tiawin.
Moslana techimatian. Need.
Ni titla te wiki.
Shika manalti. Nalia. Titla de witin.
Motlana ni ne kena. Ni nek.
Ni itstock. Ni chiwas. Shika chimikti. Tiawin. Kuali. Ni titla de witin.
Shimomokuitlawi.
Oh fuck, I'm not building. I'm not gathering resources.
Watin de chimiktian. Shika manalti.
Did all my villages die?
Ni
I have
ni
21
chiwas.
villages left.
Nalia. Ni chiwas.
That's no good.
Kuali. Ni nalia. Ni chiwas. Motla na kuali. Ni chiwas. Nalia. Titla de witin. Motla na wati.
Chihuali.
Titla de witi.
Chimikti. Kuali. Ni chiwas. Motla na nalia. Ni it kuali. Titla de witin.
Motlana.
Motla.
I suck. I knew that was happening. I just thought that I should have put the castle in my base, and then I would have been fine. Or on my gold mine here, and I would have been fine. Or I should have just spammed units, actually, because the warrior priest deal with everything he's doing. And I should have stayed heroic age. Yeah, that would have been the better play. Stay heroic age. Oh well. I'll get him back next time. Fonzie! Welcome back. I had a lot of fun watching Pandora's Box too. Yeah, man. It was good times. Yeah, I think if I just spam Priest and Eagle Warriors, I would have... There would have been no way for him to get out of his base. Because he doesn't get anything from going to the Mythic Age. I didn't really think about it. I guess that's what happens when you're still waking up. I think a little bit more about what actually happens in the game. I was in such a good position. Ah! Feels bad, man. All right. Am I cast in the upcoming tournament? You mean the JJJ? Yes. I will be here for it. It's this guy.
Shimomokuitlawi kalchiket. Shikamanalti.
Nichiwas. Nalia. Niitsto. Shimomokuitlamiktiket.
Motla kalchikwateki. Shimomokuateki. Ni itsto. Kalchi postli.
Motlana waku nichiwas. Nalia.
Shimomokuitlawi.
Nishikamanal kuali. Mot nichiwas. Nalia. Shikamanalti. Motlana wa nikwali. Nanichiwas. Shikuali. Nalia. Motlana wa nichikwali. Nichiwas. Nalia. Nichiwa. Nalia. Niitsto.
Motlana wat lamik ticket. Shikamanalti.
Motlana lamik ticket. Motlana wa nichiwas. Shikaku nalia. Nichiwas. Nakuali. Nalia. Niitstak. Nichiwas. Shikam nakuali. Nichiwas. Shikamanalti. Niitsto. Lamik ticket.
Okay. I'm not getting crazy rushed, so guess we'll see how it goes. The temple down here.
Shimomokuitlawi kwateki. Kalchiket kwateki.
Niitstak nichiwas. Niitstak. Niitst nichiwali. Motlana nichiwali. Nichiwas. Kuali.
I'm gonna need to spam a bunch of priests out first.
Tlamik ticket.
Tlamik ticket. Shikamanalti. Mamochiwa.
Shikamanalti. Mot kuali. Ni nalia. Ni kuali. Ni chiwas.
I think he's advancing there.
Ni Eli. Tlamik ticket. Motena tlamik ticket. Shimomokuitlawi. Shikamokuatek. Ni neki. Tlamik ticket. Ni itsto. Elgena postli. Motla tlamik ticket.
Ni itsto.
Shimogena koateki.
Motlad ni neki kwateki.
Shikamanalti.
Shimomokuitla kwateki.
Shimot nalia. Nichiwas. Niitsta kuali. Nichiwas. Niitstak. Nichiwas. Nalia. Kuali.
Shikaman ni nalia. Kuali.
Niitstok. Nichiwas.
Motla na watil. Ni itztok. Ni chiwas.
Shiknalia. Kuali.
Shikaman na nalia. Kuali. Ni techin miktian. Kuali. Na ni chiwas.
Wakinetlakat kuate. Shikamanal.
Motlan Elis. Kena Koateki.
Motla kuali.
Shimomokuneki. Elis. Kena.
Ni nalia.
Ni kena kalchiket.
Niitstok.
Ni chiwas. Kuali.
Shimkena kalchiket.
Nalia. Ni kuali. Shik nalia. Ni nalia. Ni nalia. Motla na ni chiwas.
Motla te post. Shikamin kuateki.
Shikam kuali. Nalia. Ni chiwas. Nal kuali. Nal ni chu nal kuali. Nal kuali. Nalia. Ni nalia. Motla ni chi nalia. Ni ku nal ni chiwas. Titla de wiki. Ni kuali. Ni chi de chi miktian. Shika.
Kena Elis.
Motla mamochiwa.
Ni motla na wati ni chiwa. Shika manal. Titla de witin. Ni itztok. Ku nalia. Kuali. Motla ni chiwa. Shika manal.
Shik de postli.
Shimomo te postli. Motla na ni klami tiket.
Ni itztok. Motla na watil. Kuali. De chin miktian. Shika manalti.
Shimomokuitlawi. Motlana
Shikamanalti.
Wati Koateki.
Motla na ni chiwas. Ti kuali. Nali kuali. De chin miktian.
Shimkena klami tiket.
I'm not building villages.
Kuali. De chin miktian.
Why am I not building villages?
Nalia.
Motla ni chiwas. Kuali. Shika manalti.
Shimomokuitalchiket. Motlana Wati.
Ni itzto. Motla na wat ni nal kuali. Ni kuali. Nalia. Ni itzto. Kuali nalia. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Nali ni chiwas. Kuali. Tiawin. Shika manalti. Nalia. Titla de wit. Kuali chiwas. De chin miktian. Titla de wit. Nali kuali. De chin miktian. Ni nalia. Ni chiwas. Motla na watil. Nal kuali. Nalia. Shika manal. Ni chiwas. Nalia. Kuali. Ni titla de wit. Motla nalia.
Shikamanalti.
Ni motla na watil. Ni de chin miktian. Shika manalti. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Nalia.
Niitsto de postli. Shikamanalti.
Motla na
Kena
wati.
Koateki.
Kena
Shimomokuitlawi.
kuateki.
Motla na wat ni chiwas. Shikuali. Ni chiwas. Nalia. Ni chiwas. Ni chiwas. Nalia. Kuali.
Motlana Watil Kalchiket.
Love me some long distance mining here.
Motla na shikama ni nalia. Kuali. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Nalia. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Nalia. Kuali. Ni chiwas. Ni itzto. Nalia.
Shikakoateki.
Shika ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni chiwas. Ni motla na watil. Ni shika manalti.
Ni mamochiwa. Kalchikwateki. Motla kena. Klamiktike.
Ni motla na watil.
Shimkenatla Elis Koateki.
Ni itzto. Ni chiwas. Nalia. Ni chiwas. Kuali.
Motlana Watil Kalchite Postli.
Shikaman neki. Kalchikwateki.
Shikama ni itztok. Motla na nalia. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni itztok. Shikama ni chiwas. Kuanalia. Ni itztok. Ni kuanalia. Ni chiwas. Ni itztok. Kuanalia. Ni kuanalia. Ni chiwas. Kuanalia. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Nalia. Ni chiwas. Nalia. Kuali. 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 Ni kuali. Shikama nalia. Kuali. Motla na wali. Ni itztok. Ni kuali. Motla na ni shikama kuali. Motla na nalia. Kuali. Motla na ni chiwas.
Niitsto Kena. Kalchiket.
Motla ni shikama na kuali. Shikama na wat ni nalia. Ni kuali na shikama na ni kuali. Nalia shikama na na wati.
Shimomo kenatla kalchike.
Ni itztok. Ni itztok. Ni chihuas.
Shikamanalti. Ninek masewaltsi.
Ni itztok. Shikamat ni chiwas. Kuali.
Na kuali. Ni chihuas.
Ni
itztok.
Motlanawati. Shimomokuikena postli.
Ni itete postli.
Ni itztok.
Ni itztok.
These losses are not good.
Shikaman mamo te post motla masewalsi.
Motlana wat. Shikamanauti. Ni chiwas.
Ni itztok. Ni chihuas. Kuali.
Ni shikamanauti. Motnalia. Ni itztok. Ni chikuali.
Niits
Ni
kalchiket.
itztok.
Ni itztok.
Ni
Nalia.
shikamanauti.
Tiawin.
Ni itztok. Ni chikuali. Ni chiwas.
Shikamanoti. Ni chilia.
Motla na wati.
Shimomo masewalsi.
Shikapnali. Kuali. Motlana nitnalia. Ni chiwas.
Shikamanalti. Kalchiket. Lamiktiket.
Ni itztok. Nalia. Ni chiwas.
Motla na watil. Ni kuali. Motla na wati.
Moshikamanauti. Ni kuapnalia.
Itlete wetin.
Motlana watil.
Tia chin tian.
Ni kuapnalia.
Motla kalchiket.
Ni
Ni
shikamanauti.
shikamanalti.
Niits takuali.
Motlana ni kuali. Ni shikamanauti. Ni chikuapnalia. Ni chiwas. Moshikamanauti. Ni kuali. Ni chiwas. Ni itztok. Motlana watil. Motlana watil. Ni chiwas.
Tiawin.
Shimomokuikenek.
Ni itztok. Motlana watil. Ni shikamanauti. Ni itztok.
Itlete tiawin.
Ni kuali. Ni shikamanauti. Motlana watil.
Niits kena
Ni
kalchiket.
shikamanauti. Motlana watil. Ni shikamanauti. Ni kuali. Ni itztok. Motlana watil. Motlana watil. Ni itztok.
It is pretty funny though.
Ni itztok. Motlana kuali. Shikaman ni chi.
Motlana eli kalchiket. Shikamanalti.
Kena pastolti.
Ni
Shika na kuali. Ni kuali. Na ni chihuas. Ni chihuas. Ni motla shika na kuali. Ni chihu kuali.
Niits to. Kena kalchiket.
Ni motla shika manal nalia. Kuali. Ni chihuas.
ni kuali.
Te chin tian.
Shikaman ni chiwas. Kuali.
Motlanawatil. Kuali. Ni chiwas. Elia. Kuali.
Motlana watkena. Kalchiket.
Schniitstok. Dachin miktian.
Motlana watil.
Motlan ni
Ni
chiwas.
itztok. Ni chi.
I mean, this second town center grab on a map where there's 4 gold mines only, even if my obsidian butterflies don't kill you and you just like completely defend all the raids perfectly, you still lose because you're not supposed to be able to take this town center and then get onto this gold mine in a mirror matchup. This does not make sense. So, I don't know. I would do that strategy against that second town center grab every single time. The only time I wouldn't do that strategy is if the gold mine was on the back. If the gold mine was behind the town center, much easier to defend. Who tested the butterflies? No one. Like, let me explain. Oh. Let me explain what happens when balancing happens. The sieve is 40% complete when you see it first. 30% complete, maybe. And all of the questions are around, is this thing going to be fun to play? And if there's something that stands out as not fun, then they'll change the design of it. And there's so many things to look for. And so many things you have to be like, that one's out of control. And I, to be honest, did not see this unit when I played in my 5 or 6 games that I played. If I saw it, I probably would have been like, yep, it needs to have less damage or have negative bonus on villages or something. Because that one hitting a pack of villages with a myth unit is kind of crazy. The Star Demons beat the... Yeah, the Star Demons beat the butterflies because they stun them. I think. Is this right? I don't know what the... We'll just put him in the heroic HA. I don't think it matters.
Shikamanalti.
Yeah, this guy, without question, wins the fight.
Shikamanalti.
Especially when you have multiple of them. But obviously you don't have that one in as switch. You have to use the obsidian butterfly. And it probably becomes obsidian butterfly versus obsidian butterfly. And then you ask the question, how do you deal with it as the other civs? And you go, okay, well. Walls. See, this is why I don't play. People just get mad at me for playing the game. Like, fuck me. Shouldn't have used the tools available to me to win a game. All right, cool. Feels bad. All right, here we go. Apparently I'm shit. I'm the one who I shouldn't be doing this stuff, so let's just see someone else doing it. That'll be fair. It's not like I mean, it's literally the first time I've used the unit, and and he's upset. I've never used the unit before. Feels bad. Fuck me. All right, let's cast this game then. Yeah, he did a strategy that I don't think is very good. Didn't do any damage. And then I won the game. Ah. But I guess it's the unit's fault that he got owned. All right, let's watch this game. We got 9, we got Eric. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, assorted members of the jury, the most overpowered unit in the game is the obsidian butterfly. It has an ability which deals 20 divine damage, and it is AoE. It also deals around, I think, 20 hack as well, or something like this. I'm not sure. And then on top of that, you can get an upgrade for it, which boosts the special ability by 50%. Not the special ability, all damage by 50%. Eric BR is in control of this unit. He is Huitzilopochtli. No, Huitzilopochtli. Pottle, what am I saying? Huitzilopochtli. And he is up against Nyan Racing Cat, who does not have access to this unit. What is going to be happening in this game? Now, at the moment, I don't really see a huge amount of reason for this Tezcatlipochtli. This guy. No, I almost got it. I'm trying. Tezcatlipoca. I'm getting closer. I don't see a whole lot of reason for this god to stay in the classical age. All of his bonuses point directly towards, if you're in the heroic age, you get more stuff, right? So if I lose 2 classical age myth units in the heroic age, I get an obsidian shard that gives me a heroic age myth unit. So why would I stay in the classical age when I can just get more stuff in the heroic age? So I expect to see Nyan Racing Cat doing some sort of fast heroic here, or some variant of a fast heroic where maybe you get some priest out and defend yourself and all that other good stuff. Now he does have the obsidian mirrored blood pact, so there's no real there is some possibilities to do some aggressive early game play into a fast heroic, but beyond that, I would assume we're going to be seeing some variant of a fast heroic after everything's said and done. Now, Eric here has got an option of his own. He goes for the turkey early on, which does mean he's probably not going for this option. But the option is to effectively go for a incredibly fast advance and be rushing and doing damage immediately onto the opponent. So you rush in, you use your blood pact, you get some big damage done, and then you go from there. This map doesn't really have the most amazing of second town center. However, Eric does have access to blood pact as well as this idea. You can run for a far second town center, and it's not as bad as you might think because it's just one villager that has to move over there. It'll take a minute. Oh. It'll take, wait, who used that? Oh, he used the obsidian mirror. Okay. It'll take about a minute to build the town center with one villager and blood pack. Takes 30 seconds of build time and then 30 seconds of blood pack build time. But it saves you a ton of resources, and you can get this one, and then you got a really nice second gold mine behind it. So this is an option here for Eric to go for if he wants to play that way. Now, he's got himself a bunch of villagers on wood, so it is looking like something strange is going on here for Eric. He might be going for a town center behind this with all of the priests. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, both players here are going to have access to blood pact, which looks like Nyan is basically going for it. He's going to charge in with this warrior priest and look to try and pick off some villagers. You basically just want to run from this immediately. There you go. There goes the blood pact from Nyan. He picks off a snake, and he's going to pick off a villager or two here. Nice usage from that. And I imagine on the other side, Eric should be doing the same thing, where he sends a priest in and he should be putting pressure. It's a little bit risky to do that, but you basically don't have a way to stop this damage apart from just garrison your villagers when you see the priest come in, or garrison as soon as the priest uses blood pact. That's kind of like the correct play, and both players should probably be doing it. Or you should go for the far second town center with a blood pact. I think that's looking like a very, very strong idea. As we do see Eric dropping his infested nest. That's going to be nice for him to get himself some of these large scorpions, which will help him defend all the good stuff. That's a very strange move there from Eric to convert into the son of Osiris. Oh, is it the son of Osiris? No. Flaming dude. Very strange, but he goes for that, and then Nine's just going to be running. So from behind this, I've got to imagine an armory comes down from Nyan soon. He's moving over onto the chickens. A very simple way to do this, if you're playing as Tezcatlipoca, is, if you want to go for a fast heroic, is to grab husbandry quite early on, which Nyan has done. And then you can happily eat chickens and turkeys, and that's going to get you the food you need to get to the heroic age. And then once you get to the heroic age, you don't really need food anymore. You only need about 3 villagers on food, because everything coming in is going to be wood-based. Eagle warriors and the Tsitsi boys. As Eric going to be finishing up his town center. We do see all of the turkeys moving over to here, and Eric's probably going to be moving his livestock pen over onto this side. I think it costs... Does it cost less to move it? No, that's a lumber camp. That's not what I expected to see, but it will be a nice defensive position for Eric on that position. A nice defensive position for Eric on that position. Well, we'll see. Now we've got Wings of the South coming through for Eric. This stuff doesn't really make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me to go into classical army in the Aztec mirror, because spearmen have no use. There's no cavalry, so there's no bonus for the spearmen. Why would I build them? The archer, well, that can beat the Jaguar rider if you have enough of them. But your opponent also has access to the warriors. What are they called? The Cougar warriors, the Huskar, which will beat your archers. So if you go spearman archer, the other player can just go for pure Cougar warriors, coyote warriors. Pure, I'm getting it. It's happening. This is the new map as well. True. This is Cloud Forest. It's kind of cool. You've got a whole bunch of cliffs around here to make some defensive positioning on your second gold mine. Town centers don't really have anything on them at the back, so it's not really going to be a valid target there, or a valid town center to just play a defensive game. Probably going to be a little bit later on in the game. It's a nice defensive town center, but it's nothing much there. So yeah, Coyote warriors. But then on top of all of that, both the archer and the spearman, as we see the starfall coming in from Nyan onto the villagers, they will run, but they will be... Wow, villagers actually dying to this is wild. That was already low HP though. But that'll be spawning a whole bunch of Titsamiddles, which luckily for Eric, he's got these large scorpions, so they should be somewhat of a defensive unit here, and Eric's got himself some priests, so he's got to get over here and defend against this. The spearmen do not deal with Titsamiddles in the slightest. And he's going to take a lot of damage here from this attack. He's making warrior priests in a desperate attempt to try and deal with all of this. But Nyan has gotten off his exact plan, and he's going to be retreating out of here, keeping all of his Titsamiddles in one tact, in one piece. So a nice little game plan there, as we do see Blood Pact actually onto the warrior priest. I like that move. They should be able to catch up. Oh, Eric's not microing. They should be able to catch up to those Titsamiddles and kill that there, but not actually doing that, as he's going after the units instead. That's less ideal. If he kills off all the Titsamiddles with this second usage or this first usage of Blood Pact, I'm like, big thumbs up. But if he doesn't, then it's a big waste, unfortunately. But after all is said and done, Eric still does have himself a fairly decent economic lead here, even after losing all those villagers. So he's still okay, but he still has to deal with these warrior priests. And now he doesn't really have a great answer versus the Eagle Warriors. The Coyote Warrior is an answer to some degree, but with the Titsamiddles in place as well, life gets tough because the Coyote Warriors will snipe your warrior priests, and then the Titsamiddles will deal with your Coyote Warriors while the Eagle Warriors kite backwards. So it can be very, very tough to break through those. You see the Six Shipler coming in again, attempting to get onto these. Does a huge amount of damage, but does dive pretty quickly, actually. I would have expected it to maybe get at least 2 attacks off, but I guess Nyan focused it down and lost a lot of stuff here as well. And so the main base, the Titsamiddle will come through. He does have a lifesteal mechanic built into him, so this is fighting with the villagers might. It's only a couple of HP. It does get a lot of kills there before it dies, but Eric does end up with 41 villagers to 31, but he's got 0. He's got 0 on the economy. As the Eagle Warriors will just poke off this gold mine, and now Eric is in a real big problem. And this is the problem that I sort of was alluding to earlier, is that in the Aztec mirror, and this is true for every single different Aztec god, if your second town center doesn't have a good gold mine on it, then you're going to have a lot of trouble versus these fast heroic plays. As the villagers dive into the tower over here, a couple more villagers going to be falling. As the Titsamiddle picks off another little cheeky villager, and all these guys are going to be running. And now we see the Eric BR Obsidian Butterfly. Now the good thing here for Eric is that his Obsidian Butterfly... Oh. I like this move. He should be able to deal with all of these units with this Obsidian Butterfly and maybe get himself over onto the gold. I was going to say the big good news for Eric is that he can build basically pure Obsidian Butterflies by sticking everyone onto wood and sacking units, sacking villages, and still actually stay in front on the villager count. But unfortunately for Eric, he's strapped for gold, so he couldn't get his upgrade, which is really, really important. Meanwhile, Nyan gets himself out the Ayotochli. And he is going to be going straight for the town center. He could sack some villages and then get himself the Blood Pact, which he does end up going for. But Eric with the Purge. Love this play. Picks off... Wait, what? Picks off one? That may have been a feature. Not a bug. It may have been a feature. I'm not sure how many myth units Purge picks off or how many resources of myth unit Purge picks off, but the unit was flying in the air, which there is some weird interactions with that where if the unit is in a tumble animation, it's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna take damage from a god power. There's some weird stuff like that. It only works on one myth unit. Okay, well, there you go. Nonetheless, the obsidian shard there does die. Town Center lives, and Eric is going to have to look for some stuff. Now, look at this from Nyan. I love this play. He's very, very smart. He knows that these obsidian butterflies are going to be ravaging his economy and his gold mine, but he does need to get himself walls up over here, walls up over here, walls up over here, and he then is locked off, and he's going to be able to completely prevent his economy from suffering at the moment. As a villager over here does end up falling. And Nyan ready to charge back in. I think once he gets another, actually once he gets the 50 favor to go for the town center again, I think he should just go for it. So use the blood pact on this guy and then take out the town center is perfectly fine and reasonable. But the problem here is that all of these Eagle Warriors do actually get countered very hard by the obsidian butterflies once the special ability, once the unique ability, unique technology comes in. Without that unique technology, these guys are a little bit lackluster. But with the tits and middles, they have that stun, so they can absolutely ravage this. Onto the backside now, the obsidian butterflies will come through. Some big damage onto those Eagle Warriors, but he's just not got the special ability. And in fact, I think he missed a lot of the damage there. And Nyan absolutely demolishes those butterflies, and Eric does need to tap out as his town center also falling. So Nyan finds a nice way through here. I think that the fast heroic is the right play. So the interesting question would be, how does this play out if Eric went 2TC fast heroic and maybe didn't go for infestation and what's the god called? If Eric doesn't go for I'll go with Molina and goes for Hui instead. Sorry, that's wrong. And goes for Patacatl, right? Then he's going to be able to say, "Oh, this town center here is actually not too bad because I can put the god power down and I can eat here, and then I can also eat in my main base the chickens, and I can get to the heroic age, and then I can also go butterfly Eagle Warrior." And then the question becomes, okay, Butterfly Eagle Warrior versus Tsitsi Eagle Warrior. How does that go? How do you beat that? Who wins in those fights? And then it becomes a bit of a micro contest at the very, very top level. But an interesting one nonetheless. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit the follow on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Lullaby plus 2 traps. That's an interesting idea. If you go in and you drop Lullaby and then you put a trap underneath to then pop on everything, if that's the idea, maybe. I don't even think you need to be dating it. Here you go. We'll just go with. Let's just go with Spearman. And let's just go with Toxotes. You're ready for the next show match? What's the next show match? Did someone announce a show match today? Are you playing in the tournament? Keep you in the back. You think I'm hosting a show match? That's not happening. No, 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 no. I am far too busy for that nonsense. Okay, okay, so if we run here and then we do this. And then we do this. I mean, that seems like a really good usage, to be honest. Yeah. Nice one, piano speedrun. Yeah, that seems really, really strong. I wonder, hang on. I wonder if you can do this. Wait, can you overlap the traps? Oh no, this is broken. No, you can't overlap them. Okay. Okay. So it's not that bad. Traps are good on villages as well. Wait, can I lullaby villages? Surely not. Surely I can't lullaby villages. Holy You're joking. No. That's ridiculous. Wait, they're not lullabied? Oh, they're idle. Oh, okay. True. Good shout. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. You do this. All right? You do this. Nah, it's so much setup though. Nah, you don't do that. I'm not even gonna suggest it. Okay. 1 second. Let's just watch another game. I'm a little bit dejected after playing the game and then getting berated for playing the game. Feels bad. Who's playing right now? We could watch Mini Yeti and Bones play. Be fun. Go make him mad. Skill issue. Well, I know. Who has access to both of the units? Oh, it is Test Catlapoca. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is actually, this god might actually low-key be the best of the Aztecs right now. The only problem is it doesn't have the food. It doesn't have the food god. The berry bush. It doesn't have the berry bush. The agave bloom or whatever it's called. Wait. What? I stole it. That's all. Okay. I keep getting confused. I think Ketz is the best in the Aztec mirror. Do you disagree? It's hard to say. I think it's either Wits. It's either Wits or Ketz on the fact that you have this god power, which allows you to play through any early aggression without any problems. So realistically, I shouldn't lose any villages to a blood pack rush because I'll just drop the tree down and that's going to heal up my units. I'm not going to lose anything. Did I ever think about hosting an LM streamers tournament for those who haven't played? Like, I have thought about it, but I don't think Grubby likes this game. So I'd have to look for some other players, but yeah. Blood Pact is the Archaic Age God Power. So the Archaic Age God Power for Wits is the thing that basically enables Wits to have an advantage. And then from that, you can, it doesn't matter that your opponent has more, like, better units than you because you got more stuff than them. Domo arigato gozaimashita. No worries, my friend. Iyo. Zenzen ii. I think Ketz has a better blood pack rush than Wits. And he has infinite blood pack rushes? What do you mean? I'm not sure I understand what you mean. You have to explain that. Yeah, blood pact is the god power. You convert the... Converting the priest into the son of Osiris is not a blood pact. That doesn't do anything. What are you gonna do? Walk up, convert the priest? I'll just run away. You just lost 11 favor and a priest. Like, you might get one. What do you mean I can't run away? I'm very I'm very confused. You have confused me beyond all... You confused me beyond all degree right now. Okay, I'll check it out, but I'm fairly sure, unless I'm missing something. I don't think this does any damage. In fact, I think you just lose the priest, and I just lose some resource gather time. I don't see it. I don't see it. I can't understand. You're onto something. If it works and you're right, you're onto something. And I salute you, good sir. But we'll watch this game first because I'm interested in what Mini Yeti's cooking up, because he's always got interesting ideas. But I just don't think this is right. This is just not right. Coyote Warriors. Are you building? What the fuck? How am I the only one? I don't get it. Okay, he does have an armory down. So maybe, just maybe, he is going for the fast heroic and he's not going to... No, he's building these guys. I don't get it. You can only play Noble Hut in the mirror. I think that's correct, yeah. I don't think there's any reason to build a War Hut in the mirror. Because there's no... there's no cavalry for your spearmen to kill, and there should be no archer either, to be honest. Like, so there's no infantry either, right? Like, why would I build infantry in this matchup? Because you don't have cavalry. Like, I don't have... So, okay. I don't have cavalry, so why would I build infantry? And your opponent doesn't have cavalry, so why would I... Wait, yes. So my opponent doesn't build infantry because I don't have cavalry, so why would I build archer? No, I don't. I'm not buying it. Especially if you have this. Especially if you have this god power. I don't. Nah, I don't. I'm not gonna. I don't consent. I don't consent. Yeah, Eagle Warrior literally beats everything that Aztecs can build. But I also did this versus Illuminati, so I showed him the way, so that's fine. The two units you can build in the Aztec mirror is Warrior Priest and Eagle Warrior. And then castle units. Like you build a Shorn one, right? And then that'll kill off any Jaguar that come through. Oh, sorry, any Ocelot Warriors that come through. Yeah, traps don't make sense. There is one. Actually, you know what? No, I have one idea with the spearmen that I just worked out from the I didn't work it out, but Vin. Well, I worked out what it means. So, what's his name? Vin. Sorry, I forgot your name, Vinny. I don't. What is it? What's his name? Is the Susanol player? What's the Susanol player's name? Someone help me. He's the one who he's always orange. His name is Piano Speedrun in Twitch. Vindicare, that's right. So Vindicare just explained it, asked me to test something, which is Lullaby and Spike Trap, right? Lullaby and Spike Trap means if I go pure Spearman and my opponent goes for a fast heroic into these Eagle Warriors, then I could potentially lullaby you, spike trap underneath your army, and then I can surround the army and kill them off with the stun. Potentially. So that type of idea exists. But I don't think it's very... I don't think I would do it in the Aztec mirror. It's probably more just do it where it's strong anyways, in the... against Norse and against Greek. The Eagle Warrior... The Eagle Archer is really good versus Egyptian. Really good versus Egyptian. Really good versus Atlantean. Oh, got him. That's 100 wood down the drain, by the way. I don't think that this way of using these traps is... It's only 80. 80 wood down the drain. These do... maybe we'll see it. I think they do 20 hack. You killed it with the god power, you abuser. So, okay, so now that the basic thing right now is the best strategy, or the simple strategy here that counters most of the normal ideas you can have in a game, is fast heroic for Eagle Warrior and Titsamiddles, right? This is probably the strongest thing to do in the Aztec mirror. So the question now is, how do I counter it? So you need to have your warrior priest out ready to deal with the Titsamiddles. And when that thing comes down, the thing on your army, I think you should stay in there and you should be trying to snipe the Titsamiddles. Yeah, I'm not sure Mini Yeti has this this... Oh, GG. GG to that guy. You was just trying something else in our... I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Keto. Keto Sever Jones Bones. Yeah, the thing you have to start figuring out here is how do I counter Eagle Warrior? How do I counter Eagle Warrior Myth Unit? And if there is an answer or not, I don't know. Oh. Yeah, Keto's the best. Except for when he clicks Lightning Storm on my Phoenix when I'm trying to have fun building Phoenix. He ruins my fun. Big jerk. And then he's also not fun when he plays Susanoo. He's not allowed to do that ever again. Okay. I wanted to see what Illuminati was talking about with this thing. Where is he? Kill Illuminati. You said something about a rush. Which game is it? No, I don't want to download that one. I want to download it so it's got the right labeling. Is it this one? Because these come out looking way better than recorded game, whatever it is. Okay. I gotta go here. Go here. I gotta go here. All right, we go here. I'm going to speed through this game because I just don't understand what he's talking about. Okay, so this is the super fast advance, I think. Is it 3 minutes and something? Or is it slower? This looks about... Oh, it might be one villager... It might be one villager slower than the fastest you can get. I think this is... I mean, it's fine though. Actually, no, I think it's right. Okay, so you charge in. And if I was... Okay, if I was Wits here... If I was Wits... If I was Wits... Wits is... I don't know if it's Wits or Wits. Whatever. I would click Blood Pact and I would kill 1, 2, potentially 3 villagers here. Because they're the furthest away from getting into this tower. Okay, so you convert... You get your HP back. You shoot. Okay. I drop this immediately. And then what do? I drop it over here. All my villagers go back to full HP. You lose 12 favor and 120 resources, or 110 resources for the warrior priest. And then what? I don't know why you ran. Just stay here and eat the thing. Okay, and then what? And then what behind this? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't believe the amount of damage you're doing here. You have to wait for the priest to come in, and this is why you put the bloom over here, so I can just heal. He also should have his warrior priest in defense. Okay. He's building Ocelot warriors, so that's already wrong. So that's fine. Yeah, and then when you do that, you just go elsewhere. I think if Keto was a little bit more solid here, he wouldn't take as much damage, and then you're still losing a lot for this. You lost a villager, and you lost 11 favor, and a warrior priest for idle time. I think if we look at the resource total, and you take away what you lost, I think you might be in front here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. If you manage to idle the entirety of the economy for 30 seconds, 25, let's work it out. And just let's call it 25 times 30. That'd be 750 resources. So yeah, very worth. Very worth. But I don't think that's what happens, is what I'm saying. If you play what, I don't think this is like a counter to going for a fast heroic. Oops. But I could be wrong. Like what I would do, right, is I would have my warrior priest. I'd build like 4 or 5 warrior priests, and I'd be leaving them at home. And you send your guy over, and I'm just defending. I just attack you. And you can't convert fast enough to get the HP back.
Motlana watil.
Also, he should just attack this. It dies pretty quickly. He's not attacking this. If he has all these units, this should just die. Gets one shot off and then dies. But even so, you're still behind here. According to the score. I don't know what the score means. And then you take over, but I don't know why. And funnily enough, I think you win because of this. Because you got... Oh no, he got heroic age. Yeah, you got heroic age and he didn't. Oh no, he's heroic age. Okay, you're both heroic age. This is so funny though. It's so, it's so funny. You gotta dive on that. Yeah. Kill that as fast as possible. Nope. Wait, did he? Yeah, and if you lose them with the stun, it's over, right? That's like the more important thing. Like, what is happening here? Uh-oh. Accidental. Maybe. Is this valid? I don't think so. I think it's good if your opponent reacts the way that Keto reacted there. But I think if he just has 5 priests, you just kill it. Don't you reckon? I don't know. Eric. I made super if him rage quit. Eric, I made super if him rage quit. I made him rage quit. Well, he was unhappy with me. Oh, it's not Afim? Who is it? I thought this was Afim. It's not? Okay. Lol. I swear I thought this was Afim. Zero damage on the rush. So you can't actually rush. If you scout this coming, it doesn't do anything. This blood pact on this unit is terrible. Proved. Take that, Superstar. I did not see the trap game, but I'll check that afterwards. Meanwhile, warrior priest killed 3 villagers. 4 villagers. Yeah, I believe the bloom is giving you 2.5 HP a second back. Oops.
Shikamanalti.
That one. Funnily enough, he's still in front on villagers to me. It's just that I've got units and he doesn't. I did play versus this the other day, by the way. I think that the Tsitsi boys, I think those guys are quite good. You want me to watch the trap game? Okay. I guess that was versus Mini Yeti. Do do ba ba dum. You abused Jack 90. He resigned in 6 mins. And I was 2 TC. Poor Jack is 16. Poor guy. Aztecs not for everyone. That's for sure. Is this the right game? So apparently this is going to be something to do with traps. Now traps don't make sense in this matchup because I shouldn't be building spearmen and I shouldn't be building archers. So I shouldn't really be able to build traps either. I guess with the exception of the kimchi spy. So yeah. So Illuminati drops the double Calpulli right next to itself. Love it. Has anyone thought about the idea of if I have a food situation and a wood situation of getting the craft workshop down and then once the food expires, moving the craft workshop over to the gold mine? Like how many villages do I have to have there for that to be worth? I don't know. Maybe it's terrible. Now you're building nobles huts. How are you supposed to build traps? Okay. So this is about what I would expect. Oh, classic. Oh. Oh. Mini Yeti dominating. Oh, he's going for a town center though. Unfortunately, this town center is not going to be a valid option, no? This one's really good, but it's not.
Shikamanalti.
Ah. Ah. The kimchi spy! That's so funny. That's so funny though.
Shikamanalti.
Oh, you wanted to get the...
Shikamanalti.
Uh-oh. That's so funny though. Okay, that's enough of that. I just want to keep watching games at this point and see if... Oh. Do we not have... I want to cast a proper good one. It doesn't just finish in 15 minutes. Yeah, all of these games are ending around 15 to 20 minutes now. Yeah, there's no... Oh, here we go. This will be fun. How are the traps in multiplayer? Well, we just saw them used. So that's a thing. I might go back and cast that game, actually. That would be funny. But I want to cast this one here. Oh, I need to eat something proper. Okay. We'll be right. Okay, let's go. Okay, new map, new you, new me. I like this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, another game, another you, another me. In the right-hand corner of the map, currently under whatever name this is, it's Thulmanik. It's Thulmanik. And he is going to be playing some Quetzalcoatl for us on this auspicious of occasions. His opponent today in the red color playing as Susanoo. His name is Punkstar. We've got ourselves a pretty interesting matchup here. A lot of the players on the ladder at the higher end are all playing Aztecs, so we're starting to see a lot of the Aztec mirror. Unfortunately, just like every mirror, well, most mirrors, I do think there ends up being a kind of like obvious correct path to go down. And I think that's the case for the Aztec mirror. And that basically just means that, yeah, it's a bit of a one-dimensional type of a matchup at the moment until that sort of playstyle gets cracked. And we'll see what happens where that's concerned, but there may be other ways to play at this point, but there's definitely one clear, strong way to play in the Aztec mirror. The question now becomes, what other ways to play when you're playing against the other pantheons? So Thulmanik here against the Punkstarian Civ here of Susanoo has to start asking these questions. What's the unit roster? Because the unit roster for the Aztecs is very unique. It doesn't have any cavalry. It has a lot of infantry. Doesn't really have a counter infantry unit until the heroic age, but that's the same thing with the Greeks as well. So you have to start asking these questions. How do I deal with samurai? How do I deal with the horse dudes? What are they called? Naginata riders. And how do I deal with Yari spearmen, which won't be coming because we don't have cavalry. So Yari spearmen are off the reservoir. We don't need to worry about those. And how do I deal with the Yumi archers? So if I'm in the classical age here as Quetzalcoatl, I'm thinking, okay, well, spearmen beat the cavalry, so my opponent opens opens cavalry here. I probably can get away with building some spearmen, but if I then build spearmen and my opponent builds cavalry, then I have to imagine that my opponent then is going to go into samurai to deal with my spearmen, of which I'm not going to be able to beat easily. We have archers, but I have to build a lot of archers to beat a few samurai. Now, a lot of archers beat a lot of samurai, but if I start building archers, now my opponent is going to go a little bit less onto the samurai, and they're probably going to start looking to go back into cavalry again. So it's a difficult one to deal with. So potentially the angle here should be to build spearmen to defend against the raids, and then we need to start thinking about getting to the heroic age. So we don't want to deal with the samurai in the classical age. We got to get to the heroic age and start building ourselves either a unit that can potentially kite away from the cavalry, while the spearmen can help defend them in the Eagle Warrior. Or we need to start thinking about getting into Shorn ones, which come from the castle. And Shorn ones are going to be an amazing counter to samurai. So then, okay, I build samurai, or my opponent builds cavalry or Naginata Rider samurai, and I build spearman Shorn one. How does he then beat the Shorn one? Well, he starts building archers, right? He starts building Yumi Horse Archer, or he starts building the Yumi archers. And I have to go, okay, great, now I'm going to start mixing in my Eagle Warriors. So the units we want to build here, in other words, and the Eagle Warriors died to the cavalry, right? So in other words, the unit comp we want to go for in this matchup, to me, sounds like Eagle Warrior, Spearman, and Eagle Warrior, Spearman, and Shorn one. Everything else doesn't really matter. And that's going to be, I think, how the Aztecs work for every single different matchup. There's going to be 3 units you want to build, potentially less. So, for example, in the Aztec mirror, really the only unit you want to build is the Eagle Warrior, because there's not. Yeah, I'm not going to go into it with too much detail, but that's basically the only unit you really want to build in the Aztec mirror, if you're asking me. All right, so we'll see what way he's going to go. He does open with a Noble's Hut. I guess the other angle would be to go for Jaguar Riders, but not Jaguar Riders. They are in the Mythic Age. Oxalotl Warriors, but they don't counter cavalry. They soft counter cavalry, and they still lose just as hard as the spearmen do to samurai. So I'm not sure about the logic of going straight into the Ocelotl Warrior. And that's basically how I think you should be thinking about every single matchup. Is basically you go through, okay, what's my opponent's options? What would I do if they go for X? What would I do if they go for Y? What would I do if they go for Z? And then you just follow the logic. It's very, very simple. You just follow the logic and you go, all right, these are the things I'm going to do. Anyways, that's my 2 cents. And we are, funnily enough, we're seeing Punkstar going in for Yarity Spearman, which is hilarious considering there are no real targets for those Yarity Spearmen, and stuff happens. Maybe it was a misclick. I don't know. But yeah. We are seeing a little bit of a raid coming in as the Warrior Priests are in to defend for the time being. And we see a second Noble's Hut, a third Noble's Hut. And it looks to me like our, okay, I could be wrong here. And this is leading me down another tangent. This is not much of a cast. It's more of a just like, Boit complains about Age of Mythology players and the way that they approach Age of Mythology. This is my TED talk, and I want to see it changed. So the way that Age of Mythology players approach the game, some of them, half of them maybe, is they'll pick a strat and they'll just run it. And they'll go, I don't care what my opponent's doing. I'm just going to run this strat. And then I'm going to complain when it doesn't work. That's the trend. And it's really, really annoying. What Age of Mythology should be is, I think about what my opponent's doing and I think about how I can counter it. And every single moment that goes through the game, I'm thinking about, what is my opponent doing? How do I counter it? And then we're good. And of course, you can lose in those situations as well if you don't counter it well enough. And then you have to start thinking about, okay, that happened. What should I do to change it? And how do I get better? And all that other good stuff. But yeah, that's that. And at this point, I think that our Quetzalcoatl player here had an idea in mind. And his idea is, I want to get to the heroic age. And I want to build Eagle Warriors. I could be wrong, but that's what his idea seemed like. But his opponent is building Naginata Riders, which does make sense. Naginata Riders beat Eagle Warriors. So that's my 2 cents where that's concerned. However, He did adapt a little bit. He built some Jaguar Riders just to make sure that he can defend himself if any cavalry dive. He's got the Warrior Priest out. He's getting his Heroic Age in. And he does see that there are some infantry units in here and some archers in here that his Eagle Warriors are going to be really, really good against. So he has managed a very nice defense and a very nice heroic age, and I think he's going to be in a good spot moving forward, regardless of the fact that I think he should have opened up with a handful of spearmen. All right. Nonetheless, we move forward, we move onwards, and we move upwards. So Punkstar at this point now probably should be aware that there's going to be some sort of a fast heroic. Some sort of a heroic age coming in. And his answer is going to be to go to the heroic age himself. He chooses to go through Raijin, which makes some sense on this map. It's a little bit wide, but it is closed. So playing around Raiju here shouldn't be too hard for Thulmnik by just simply putting some walls down. This is the Cloud Forest. It's a new map and all that other good stuff. It's somewhat open, but mostly closed off as soon as the walls come down. And can probably lead to some pretty competitive long games. So I think it's a really cool map, and we'll see how things are going to go on it for competitive. For the casuals out there, the one thing that you really want to be looking for on this map is to determine any sort of like spicy 2cc strats is, do you get a gold mine close to your town center or not? And there are spawns where you do, and there are spawns where you don't. So you have to make that decision based on where that gold mine is as to what sort of strategy you should be going for. I have a question in chat about how do you deal with Shinobi? Well, Sean 1's beat the Shinobi. So Sean 1, Eagle Warrior, Spearman, other units that make the most sense to me. I don't like all. I might say this with a lot of authority because I feel like I'm right, but it could be very, very possible that I'm wrong, and I'm very, very happy to admit that I'm wrong when I see something else working. So the Jaguar Warriors are currently working very, very nicely. The villagers here from Punkstar getting caught out. Good reaction, pulls back, only loses one, and then Thulmnik chooses to pull back. He needs to be taking this fight here immediately, and Punkstar very quickly pulls out of it. He's going to be dropping himself the Swampland and the Thunderburst here, as now Thulmnik needs to get out of here. He drops the Tailwind. He does manage to pull out. This is absolute chaos on this moment. What a messy fight there. I don't know who comes out in front, but there's a lot of low HP units for both players as Thulmnik pops back in underneath the Swampland, which is still alive for a little bit longer. That's going to be sniping those very high value Eagle Warrior, Jaguar Warrior. And Punkstar does end up losing a lot of his units, but so too does Thulmnik, as now Thulmnik needs to pull out. He has two Titsamiddles remaining with another one in queue. Did he get himself his upgrade? Did not get his upgrade. He has two Titsamiddles remaining with one in queue, which means he's lost two of them, I believe. Yeah, he's lost two of them total. So I think that's a good win there for Punkstar after all is said and done. On top of this, I want to bring attention to one very, very important thing for Quetzalcoatl and for it's Coyote or something. I can't remember. For this unit. And forget it. You should just right click on this upgrade as soon as you get to the heroic age, and you should research it. Because it makes these guys better. And you get 4 of them for free. So yeah, that upgrade is a non-negotiable when you go this god. It's just buy it straight away. There should be no thought process there. It's not, ooh, am I gonna build it? No, you just get them. So you should get that. It's a big, big boost. Very, very strong. Meanwhile, Punkstar is going to move over here and drop his castle. Love it. Secure the gold mine. There's a fairly hefty advantage here for Thulmnik in terms of military. And he's in front on villages, which ends up being quite big for him as well. The one thing that he's not doing, which I'm missing out on, is he's not using any priests on the temple. Now, each priest you add is 1 favor every 20 seconds. So it's not a crazy boost. 3 favor a minute might not seem like a lot, but it's effectively free resources after you've left the priest on the temple, one priest on the temple for 110 seconds. So a little under 2 minutes of priest favor generation pays for itself. So that's so you want to do it basically. And in fact, if you want to think about it a little bit like a second town center, you can do that as well. It's an expensive second town center because the unit is the priest is worth like half of a regular villager effectively, and it's worth double the villager. But you also don't have to build a town center to get it up. So if you put say 4 or 5 priests, you're still going to be in front of the town center in terms of resources spent. So it's an idea. Nonetheless,
Ni Itztok.
now we're going to see Thumnik coming through. He's got himself the Eagle Warriors out. Unfortunately for Punkstar, he hasn't really reacted to this super well. He's building Ondamusha, he's building Bushi, and everything he's got here, with the exception of his god powers, does end up losing to this army. Oh, I love that usage there from Punkstar. A little bit too far away, but Thumnik will get out of here, and he will be good to go. So he lost a little bit of HP, but still, his units are going to be very, very effective here. As the Sitsa Middle is going to be looking for a bit of a raid. They are pretty decent at raiding, but not if you run straight into a whole bunch of heroes. And there's 3 of them going to be going down here, it looks like. Absolutely brutal. Big, big misplay from Thumnik. Now, Punkstar is looking for a town center. He just got a very large win on killing units, so it makes sense. And we will see the medium Sean ones. And I do think this is a really, really important unit to be building. Super, super strong. And look at the damage. This is it a 4-pop unit? No, it's a 3 population unit that's dealing 12 hack damage a second. Times that by 3, so it's doing 36 hack damage a second. Compare that to the samurai that is 4 population and doing 24 hack damage a second to an infantry unit. Now, of course, the Sean one sucks versus everything else, or doesn't really suck, but it's not very good versus everything else. But he will absolutely dominate the samurai and the Ondamusha here. As the army charging onto this position, Thumnik should be ready to take this fight. I think he's good to go here. This is a very, very poor positioning from Punkstar as the army swings around to the backside. And we'll see if he can win this fight. There's no favor. There's no god powers right now for Punkstar, though he is very close to a god power as the lullaby gets dropped down. He gets right in onto the fight here. We got the Kusanagi gets dropped. The Swampland's still just a little bit away from actually being able to be used as those warrior priests trying to get on top of the Raiju here. A very messy fight there as these Eagle Warriors in melee distance, not the best place for them. Does get that roar off as can he take out the Raiju is on the back. One almost falling over here. He's going to be pulling back. The rest of these units do end up falling, and that should be a gigantic advantage for Thumnik moving forward. However, what Punkstar gets there, and this is part of the Japanese design, is he gets a big stipend of favor as well as heavy units. And this does mean he's going to have access to another Swampland moving forward. But Thumnik getting himself his second town center up now. I don't think, and I could be wrong on this, I don't think Thumnik should be worried about going late game versus Susanoo here. Now, of course, there's the Tempest that you have to worry about. That's scary. But I feel like in terms of like the late game army strength, I feel like you should be all right here, especially considering the Spearman, Sean 1, Eagle Warrior sort of composition. As Thulmnik will push around the corner here, looking to get a pretty nasty raid off. He does have himself Tailwind. This wouldn't be a terrible thing to drop here and just make sure he picks off every single one of these units and then gets away without any damage as these Sean 1s come in, pick off a couple more villages. That's some nice damage there. But Punkstar does end up slightly in front of villages after the second town center is down for Thulmlik. So Punkstar's going to have just a little bit more income and he will be able to catch up on all this stuff as the Titsa middle comes through, gets that special off, charging over onto this side, looking to pick off another villager potentially. He does get a lot of move speed after using that special, up to 5.8 move speed there. Of course, he does lose that relatively quickly as well. Another farm coming down for Thulmnik. This Dendendrub is going to be coming through, and Hunya Mask. Dendendrub's a little bit late there from Punkstar. He's been spamming God Powers. You should grab that as soon as you possibly can. But a little bit of a peacetime now in this little game. Funnily enough, if Punkstar can heavily swap his unit composition into pure Naginata Riders, he should be able to break this army just with units alone. And Thulmnik has not built a single war hut here, so he's missing out on that in a big way. Now we've got another castle coming up for Punkstar. Over onto this side. And Thulmnik says it's time to go. He does have to be really careful here. He's got himself the Tailwind to run from another God Power combo, so that could be good. And now we have Watatsumi to come through for Punkstar. This God Power is still incredibly powerful. And I'm a little bit worried for Thulmnik in this game as he does decide to go through Zolotl here, which will give him the Soul Guide. And I think that so long as Thulmnik can take a fight without fighting versus another God Power, he's going to get mad value out of this. Unfortunately, in this situation, Punkstar, he's going to have Dragon Typhoon. He's going to have Swampland. Actually, Swampland's I'll probably still fight through Swampland with my Mythic Age God Power. But he's going to have those God Power, that Dragon Typhoon God Power, which is going to mean you drop that God Power, I can't remember what it's called, the Corrupted Land God Power, down, Dragon Typhoon comes in, picks off all your army, and then you get no value out of your Mythic Age God Power. So this one might not be the best idea versus Susanoo. In fact, maybe you should be going for the other god, which is Tlok. And what Tlok gives is Pillar of Tlokhan, and this here can obviously kill off a castle, but the more important thing is that it can be used to slam down on your enemy army, doing damage on impact, and then hold the area. So your opponent would charge in with Dragon Typhoon, you'd have a castle down, he'd get hit back, and then you're good to go. And then on top of that, you'll be able to get these units, which are amazing to take out high value samurais. On top of that, you get a 1400 gold bonus Actually, I don't think you would have that with this god. I don't think you'd have it. Maybe it'd be more like 1,000 or 1,200 gold bonus from your Mythic Age upgrade for the economic upgrades. However, we'll see how it's going to go, and we'll see if the Soul Guide option is going to work. I think Soul Guide is generally really good versus the compositions that have got low HP. So the sort of Zergi armies, like an Egyptian barracks, like Set, or a Norse army. But versus a high value army like the Japanese, I'm not sure. DoD Rocco, thanks for the 6 months, my friend. Appreciate you for the support. As there goes the heroic age for the mythic age for Thulnik, and you can see he gets that corrupted ground, and he gets himself the soul guide. I would every single time I go this god. I love these soul guides. I think they're really, really strong. I'd go for them immediately. And I'd get the upgrade basically immediately because I think it's really, really strong. But for the moment here, as the Raiju coming through, I get a couple of kills. The other thing here as well, and the other reason for why going for the spearman is not a bad idea in this situation is because you have this. Oops. I'm sorry for that. I think that's just a graphical bug. That was disgusting. Twice. Yuck. Flashbang. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully that gets fixed. That's not good. He didn't actually pick off all the units, though, so the Eagle Warriors are still here, which does mean his Corrupted Ground should get some good value. Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything to really combo this with, and Punkstar's army can just run away. He gets a couple of kills. That was a little bit underwhelming, unfortunately. He did do a lot of damage to the army. A lot of it is at half HP, but he didn't get a whole lot of value there. Punkstar gets away, no problems. Okay, Town Center now coming up for Thulnik. But you see what I mean. Like, these units here, they're the low impact unit, or the low value, low HP units. If all of those died, then life would be really, really good. And you do have that Tailwind. I mean, if you used that Tailwind before, it would have been huge. As the Soul... I can't remember what it's called. The Soul dude goes through. Little bits of damage to come in onto this one. Doesn't really get a whole lot of stuff here as the Swampland does come through, and he has to run away. I don't understand why he didn't go for the 50 favor Tailwind combo with Corrupted Land. He would have done so much damage and got so much stuff there. But nonetheless, pulls back now as we do see Shinobi coming through, which will mean that the Shorn ones need to come back out. Downton is back up for a Thulnik here. Means that the village is going to be falling down on that gold mine. Villagers dying all over the place, but Punkstar has got himself into a pretty interesting position. And now the question is, how close are we in this late game? And I don't think we're that close. I think Punkstar's got a fairly large advantage. He's in front by 20 villagers. He's got himself more army value. And yeah, he's just got too much advantage here for Thulnik to... For this to basically be a fair assessment of what this late game army is going to look like. But I am interested, regardless. If Thulnik can get to full population, he needs to scout that these Shinobi are in. Because if he just keeps on going into Eagle Warriors, the Shinobi will tear them a new one. He is making himself the Jaguar Riders. You don't really need those, because the Eagle Warriors already counter archers. Jaguar Warriors counter archers as well. And Thulnik comes in, spots the units there. There goes the Kusanagi. And those Shinobi will chase these bad boys down very, very quickly. They're at 7.3 speed there because of a relic, I think.
as Thornnick needs to run back into his main base. He does have the Shorn ones now coming out of his castle, but a little bit on the late side there as he dives into the fortified town center, and the Shinobi have to pull back, and Punkstar takes that opportunity to get himself the 4 town center advantage. And you got the Stone Skin Kinometsun, I'm not sure how to say that, but gets this one out. And this guy, he is just a catapult. He's a myth unit, but he's a catapult. It's not really going to help you all too much with taking out a town center. Now, the good thing is it doesn't die too quickly to any cavalry type ideas, but the bad thing is he dies very quickly to heroes. Specifically, divine damage dealing heroes. As the town center over here going to get torn to pieces by the Shinobi and the Omyoji. But Thornnick here might be able... I don't think he's going to win this fight. Those Shinobi should be able to do a lot of damage here onto those Eagle Warriors, and it's looking like they are indeed doing so as the special comes down again. And all of those Eagle Warriors falling as that next tier of Bushido will be coming in as well, which leads straight in to another Dragon Typhoon. Also, thanks for the subscription, God of Lettuce. Appreciate you, my friend. Big, big damage, and I think Thornnick there is, simply put, out of this game. A few too many mistakes and not taking advantage of some of his power points, especially this Mythic Age God Power. I think if you got that combo with Tailwind in there or with Lullaby, I think it would have been a amazing usage, but in that situation. But he didn't manage to do so, and Punkstar does get the dub here. The Aztecs are going to be a tough cookie to crack in terms of how do you play them, but a little bit of that logic that we were talking about early on is going to be really important to speed run the process to get the Aztec players to catch up a little bit and play the game correctly, because I think this is a tough civ to play from a decision-making perspective. Nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game. All right. That's a good video. Hi, Zamato. You want to play a custom? Also, I saw your message, Tunison. Yes, I did see the serpent. You're at work? Boo. Okay. Try and play a ranked game. It's middle of the night in Germany? Actually, yeah, it would be. What are you doing at work, Eyes Machine? What's happening? How? Why? Alrighty. Do. It's just occurred to me that I think I'm missing my second evening slot today. Chocolotl. Alright, which one do we play? I think I want to play this guy again. I really enjoy playing this guy. He's fun. Let's go! Deimos and Hades. Okay.
Motlanahuatil. Calchique.
Motnichiwas Nalia. Chikamanalti.
Ni Iguateki.
Motlanahuatil.
Chimomocuitlaui.
Chimomocuitlaui. Tlamik Elis. Tlamik Ticket. Chiniitstak.
Good luck, have fun!
Kamanalti. Nalia. Niitsto. Chikamanalti. Nitnahuali. Nalia.
Motlanahuatil.
Chikamanalti. Motlanahuatil. Nikuali.
Okay, so against this guy, I need to make sure I'm prepared for early heroes. I also want to make sure that I don't allow him to easily take a second town center.
Calchique postli.
I should have grabbed that. Oh, I can grab it now. It's fine.
Chikamanalti. Tlamik ticket.
Chiniitstak. Motlanahuat Nikuali.
And I think I have an answer for a naked second town center. I don't think he's going to be able to just click restoration and then not take any damage. Because I can just click blood pact. But I also want to go town centers as well here, I think. That's my guess.
Motlanahuat Tlamik Ticket.
Ni Itzlamik ticket. Motlachimomokshiklamik ticket.
Chikamanalti.
So it'll be effectively some sort
Niitstak. Nalia. Kuali.
some sort of like, I don't know, warrior priest town center idea where I'm defending myself and have my other warrior priests ready to hit him if he's going for something weird. That'll be my guess here. Let's go over onto gold now. Actually, one more on food.
Tlamik Ticket.
Tlamik ticket. Chimomocuitlaui.
Chikamanalti. Nalia.
Just want to see what my town center looks like. It could be there. I don't think it is though.
Nalia.
Is there anything on this?
Nalia. Nichiwas.
Some pigs.
Motlan.
Anything behind it? No. Anything in front of it? Doesn't look like it. I think I'm a little bit short on golds for what I wanted for my advance time. But I'm also not super worried about a super late advance time versus the later Hades builds.
Chimomogena. Calchite postli. Chikamanalti. Motlanahuakuali. Chiniitstak.
So I gotta go spy on him and see exactly what he's doing.
Chikamanal Tlamik Ticket. Chimomocuitlaui.
Okay.
Chimomocuitlaui. Nekina te post. Motlad mamochiwa. Te postri.
Niitsto. Calchitlamik Ticket. Chikamanalti. Motlanahuati. Motlanahuati. Chimo Eli te postli. Chiniit Nali Kunichiwa Naniku Naniku Nalia Kuniku Nali Nikua Nalia Nikuali. Chikunkuali Niku Nanichiwas. Motkunit Nalia. Niit Nikuali. Naniku Nakuanit Nakunichiwas. Nanichiwas. Kunichiwas. Nanikuali. Chiniit Taknit Nalia. Nikuali, Nalia, Motla, Nit Nalia, Kunit Nanichiwas, Kunit Nakunikua, Nakuanit Nakuali, Nit Nanichiwas,
Shikamanal Kuali.
Nit Nalia, Nit Nakuali, Nit Nanichiwa, Kunichiwas, Nakuali, Niku Nakuanikuali, Naniku Naniku Nalia,
It's a lot of villages on that.
Motla na watil nalia. Ni kuali. Ni nalia kuali. Motla na washi ni chiwas. Kuali. Mot nalia kuali. Ni chiwas. Tia win. Ni itztok. Techin miktian. Kuali. Motla na watil. Itla de witin. Nalia kuali. Tia win.
Ni ichimo kenatla katlena kalchiket.
Ni chiwas shikama. Techin itla de witin. Nalia kuali.
Okay.
Ni chiwas.
Well.
Motla na Techin miktian. Kuali. Ni chiwas kuali. Techin miktian.
Shikamanal.
Motla ninek.
That worked way too well.
Kenatla katl. Ninek al chlamik tiket.
Motla na watil.
Ni itztok. Shikamanalti. Motla ni chiwas. Nal kuali. Ni chiwas kuali. Tia win. Ni itztok. Nal kuali. Ni kuali. Techin miktian. Shikamanalti. Nal ni chiwas. Nal ni chiwas. Ni itzku. Nalia. Shikam ni chiwas. Motla na kuali. Ni itztok. Shikamalia.
Motla masewalsing.
Ni chiwas. Nal kuali. Mot ni chiwas. Ni chiwas. Shikamanal. Ni itztok. Motla Techin miktian. Shikamanalti.
Shikaman ni chiwas.
Yawin!
Kuali.
Tachin miktian!
Kuali.
Titlate witi!
I love the Aztecs.
Shikamanalti. Elis. Ninek.
Ni itztok. Tia win.
Needs ni Yawin!
Motla na kalchika. Niitsto. Koateki.
Shikni kenatla katkwateki.
This Aztec god seems really, really good.
Shimomokwitlawi.
How is anyone losing with this god?
Shikamanal.
Okay, he's going for another talent center, so we're gonna just do the same.
Nikena. Mamokal chiket. Shimom nineki te postli. Motla na uklamik tiket.
Motla na watil. Tlamik tiket. Shikamanalti. Niitsto.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da! I need to get villagers onto this gold mine over here.
Shimomokwitlawi. El genatlakatl.
Nalia.
Shikamanal. Motla na watil. Elis. Kalchika te postli.
Shikena kena te postli. Shimom uklamik tiket.
Motla na ni chiwas. Nal ni chiwas.
Shimomokwitlawi. Genatlakineki. Kalchikatl.
Okay. Next move is Heroic Age, I think.
Ni Elis. Genatlakatl. Kalchikatl.
Shiku ni chiwas.
Motla na uklamik tiket. Ni mamoch te postli.
Mot nalia. Ni itztok. Kuali.
Shimomokwitlawi.
Alright, I need to get my armory up, so...
Niitsto. Kalchikatl.
Shikal te postli.
Shimomokwitlawi.
Okay.
Ni nalia.
Maybe actually you
Mokal
guys
chik
come over
uklamik
here.
tiket.
You go... I could go this one, but let's go this one.
Kuali.
Motla na watil. Elis. Tlamik tiket.
Motla na watil. Shikamanal. Ni chiwas.
Kenat ninek uklamik tiket.
Shimomokwitlawi. Koateki.
Shik mamoch kwateki. Kena. Kenet la kat.
Ni eli lamik tihket.
Shimomo lamik ticket.
Motla na nichiwa nalia.
Shika kenet la kat elis. Lamik
Motlana
tihket. Lamik
ni
tihket.
neki. Lamik ticket.
Motlana wineki. Lamik tihket. Ni kena. Kalchihket.
Ni shikaman ku nichiwas nalia.
Shikam kwate ni ima kena. Lamik ticket. Shimo mamochi. Motlana kenet kwateki.
Shimomo kalchihket.
Shimomo kwikal chicket. Ni itsto.
Okay. Up we go.
Motlana watil. Shika minek lamik
I
tihket.
hope.
Ni itsto. Kenet la kalchihket. Shika motlana watil.
Motkuali. Titla de witi.
Shikni neki mamochi. Kenet la kat.
Oh my god, attack!
Nichiwas.
Shimomo teching miktian.
Shimomo kwitlawi.
Ni itztok. Shikamanal.
Eli lamik tihket.
Motlana watil. Lamik ticket.
Motlana watil. Ni kena. Koateki.
Ni mamochal
Shika kenet la
chicket.
kalchihket.
Motla na watil. Ni itztok. Ku nalia. Ku nichiwas nalia. Ni kuali. Shik nalia.
Motlana watil. Nek lamik tihket.
Ni nichiwas.
Shimni kalchihket.
Ni itsto. Kalchihket. Kalchihket.
Motla na washikamanal na nalia. Ni nalia. Kuali. Nichiwa na kuali. Nichiwas. Ni itztok.
Shika kenet kena. Motlana
Shimo
watil.
kenet la kat postli. Shika manalti.
Ni itztok. Ni chiwas nalia.
Shikamanal.
Motla na kual ni chiw nalia. Kuali. Ni chiwas nalia. Kuali.
Make sure he doesn't put like a castle here.
Ni chiwas nalia. Kuali.
Just want to make sure there's no castle in my face because I didn't force
Kuali.
sentinels anywhere.
Shimomo ni itsto. Mamo kalchihket.
Motlana watil.
Shikam ni lamik kena. Lamik shimo lamik itsto.
Oh, there's one right there.
Ni itztok. Na kuali.
Fuck.
Motla nichiwas.
Motlana watil.
Ni itz kena. Te postli.
Ni nalia.
Shikamana lamik ticket. Shimomo kenet ni neki. Kena. Kalchihket.
Shiku nichiwas.
Motlana watil. Eli kalchihket.
Motlana wakwa. Tekama mamo kalchihket.
That doesn't work on siege. Okay.
Ni itztok. Motla na watil.
Ni
Nalia.
itsto. Shimomo kwateki. Motlana wakena. Pastolti. Ni kalchihket.
Shikam niku nalia.
That's right. I'll just click volcano on the thing.
Shika kalchihket.
Shika manalti.
Shik nalia. Kuali. Techin mitian. Nalia. Nichiwas. Nalia. Titla de witi.
Woodstock. Shikamanaldi. Chiwas. Yawi.
Motla na watil.
Yawi. Titlate Dachin Miktia. Titlate Witi.
Ni itztok.
Motlana Watil.
Ni ken kalchihket.
Wali Chiwas. Wali Chiwas. Yawi.
Kuali ni chiwa.
Titlate witi.
Kualia.
Diawi.
Ni kualia. Shinilia.
Shimomokuitlawi.
Shimom kalchiket. Kuali.
Motlanawati.
Motelis kalchikamanalti.
Shikamanalti. Ni
Isto. Ingena pastolti.
That went well.
Elia.
Shikaminekal.
I'll put my talent center back up.
Shimomokuitekostli.
Elia ni chiwas. Motlelia. Ingena postli. Motlanawatil shi kuali. Motni chi kuali. Elia. Kuali ni chiwas. Kuali.
The chin miktian.
Shikamanalti.
Titlate witi.
Go my owl.
Kuali chiwas. Kualia. Kuali.
Diawi.
Ni chiwas. Motlanawatil in the postli. Motlanawatil. Elia. Ni chiwas.
The chin.
Ni chiwas. Elia. Ni kuali. Ni kuali.
Titlate witi.
Ni chiwas. Elia. Kuali. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Motlan ni Elia. Ni chiwas. Kuali.
Titlate witi.
Chikamanalti. Kalchika. Ni chi kuali. Shik ni Elia.
Motlanawatil. Pastolti.
Motlana ni shika kuali. Ni chiwa. Elia. Kuali. Elia. Motlana ni chiwa. Elia. Kuali.
The chin miktian.
Motlana shikamanalti.
Diawi.
Ni chiwas. Kuali. Elia. Ni kuali.
More bill kills.
Kuali. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni chiwas. Ni chiwas. Elia. Ni kuali. Ni chiwas. Ni chiwas. Kuali.
Ni
Chiwas.
itsto.
Motlana watil. Kena. Kalchika. Shika motlana ni Elia.
Titlate witi.
Ni kualia. Ni chiwas. Kualia. Ni kuali. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni Elia. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni chiwas.
The chin
Kuali.
miktian.
Elia. Ni kualia. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni chiwa. Kuali. Ni kuali. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni chiwas.
Titlate witi. Diawi. The chin mikti. Titlate witi.
Chiwas. Kuali. Chiwas. Kualia. Ni Elia. Kuali. Ni kuali. Elia. Ni kualia. Ni chiwas.
Shikamanalti. Kalchi.
Ni heatstock. Moshik ni heatstock. Elia. Kualia. Ni chiwa. Shikaman motlana wali. Ni shikaman heatstock. Ni chiwa. Kualia.
Shimomokuitlawi. Kenetlakat.
Moshik ni heatstock. Ni Elia. Shikaman motlana ni chiwas. Ni heatstock.
Shikamanal. Motlananinekal.
All right.
Shika motlana
We
wali.
do have the option of just blowing his base up, right? I'm so far in front, I can very... Oopsies.
Ni heatstock. Elia.
Shikamanal. Kwate. Shimomokuitlawi. Kalchike.
Ni kuali. Elia. Ni kuali. Ni chiwas. Shik Elia. Ni chiwas. Heatstock. Motlana ni kuali. Ni kuali.
The chin miktian.
I'm so far in front, I can just sack all my villages and put another
Kuali. Ni chiwas.
volcano down, but...
Ni chiwas.
Titlate witi.
Kualia. Ni chiwas.
I think I want to get all my armor upgrades first.
Ni kuali. Ni kuali. Ni kuali.
Diawi.
Elia. Ni kuali. Elia. Ni kuali. Elia. Ni kuali. Ni chiwas. Ni kuali. Ni chiwas. Ni kuali. Ni chiwas. Kuali. Ni chiwas.
Alright, GG. The owls are so effing majestic. Yeah. I think if you're playing as Greek, I think you have to make sure your villages are around a food source early on. And you need to build units. Otherwise, the Blood Pact rush. You either need to stay in your main base and do some sort of fast heroic or village center idea. And when the Blood Pact thing comes in or the hero comes in, you just run for the town center. Or you go fast heroic. I don't think you can. When do they outrange at champion, but they outrange it at naked. They were doing well. But my owls killed them all. So the way the owl works is that the special attack, Final Omen, is an AoE damage ability. And if you use the first AoE damage to apply all the marks, then if the unit that's hit with if the unit that has a mark on it is hit, it has a 25% chance to die. So if they're all grouped up and I have 4, this isn't how probability works, but I have 4 owls and one of them applies the mark onto all of them and then the rest of them also use their special, they all do damage, they all apply that 25% chance and they should all die. When's Loggy going to do his magic? After I release my video tonight. Kavoth versus Tunison. Let's go. Early morning Kavoth games. I think I have to call it there, guys. Unfortunately, I got a little bit of extra stuff to do before tonight. I got a massive video coming, so I really hope all you guys enjoy, watch it, and all the other good stuff. But yeah, Aztecs feel really, really strong. I don't know what else to tell you guys. What time is the JJJ starting? It's at 1400 GMT. All right, I'm gonna head off. Let me see if there's anyone on Twitch at the moment. Not really. I'll send you to SatFat. See you guys. Thanks for watching for today. I don't think I'll be on tonight, but I'll probably start being on from tomorrow night. We'll see. I have to figure out my schedule. But I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.